everybody! Welcome to Nature Check's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science. Hi, I'm Sheryl. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Dungeon Master for the Arda Campaign. I'm also a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and when I'm not doing research, I'm a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube. Next, we've got Nancy.
Hi everybody, my name is Nancy. I'm an entomologist, which means that I study bugs, and I live in Ecuador where car alarms just go off for no reason, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. Normally I'm doing ecological entomology tours of the country, but obviously that isn't happening right now, so I've been focusing on online education, both in YouTube and online classes. I play a character. She's a roguish young woman named Kay, and our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Next, we've got Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I am a plant healthcare professional, trained as an entomologist, amateur botanist, horticulturalist, plant pathologist, all the other ologists that go into it. I work in public gardens. I'm in Pittsburgh, so I also really love educating about entomology and plants and all the things associated with that. And in our game, I play Fletcher, who's a human wizard, and both of our pronouns are he, him, his.
Awesome. Then there's Joe.
Hi, I am Joe Ballinger. I'm a PhD student at the University of Wyoming. I'm trying to figure out why weeds hurt crops, and I play Lucanus, our resident barbarian. My pronouns are he, him, and Lucanus's are he, they.
Next, there's Cindy.
Hey, I'm she, her. I'm a science enthusiast and play an Andorian engineer over on Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdlings Twitch and YouTube channels. Here, I am playing Nautia, the water method druid.
And last but certainly not least, there's Peter.
It's Peter! That's me! I am also an entomologist. My job is teaching people about agriculture with University of Maryland Extension. And I play Cedric, the dwarven cleric. And our pronouns are he, the he series.
He series.
All right. So if you're watching us live right now, wow, there are a lot of people watching us live right now. Hey, thanks for being here. As always, if you have any questions for the cast, make sure to put them in the chat so we can respond. And of course, be sure to check out the reference section below for the social media handles for the entire Nature Check cast. Don't forget, if you're not able to watch us live or you want to share us with your friends, you can, as always, find the sessions for our TTRPG games in video form on our YouTube channel and in podcast form everywhere. Follows, subscriptions, comments, shares, and reviews really help us out on all of our platforms, so thank you in advance for doing those things as well. And we would like to remind you that for the entire month of November, all of our TTRPG and video game streams will be raising funds for the CDC Foundation's COVID relief efforts through a campaign on Tiltify. Check the reference section down below for the link to our campaign. You can donate to give us boons or make us do ridiculous things on stream. Please, if you are able, help us support those in need during the pandemic through this relief fund. Also, now that we've done more than 30 episodes, I'm going to cut the normal intro because we've said it a bunch of times. So the intro is just going to become a recap because you know who these people are and their characters now.
Wait, I never pay attention during the intro. Can I get a
wait, just
one
during
more
the intro
time?
you don't pay attention? So yeah, in that case, I think I'm just going to get started with a recap. It is still sometime during the night of Salunum, the first day of Brightrun, and you are in some sort of subterranean temple again. Led here by Kay's dreams and granted entrance by moonlight shining on some white flowers in the grasslands above, you descended the stairs and began exploring this apparently abandoned space. You fought some snakes and fled from some incorporeal undead, found a library and a laboratory, and a secret door that led to an empty office. You also found a pantry, dining room, and kitchen, as well as a broom closet, and a multitude of bedrooms. One of these bedrooms had a symbol of a flame scratched into the stone of the doorway floor, and upon closer inspection, you discovered that the ceiling of this bedroom was covered with swooping script, only visible when the room was dark. Cedric read the script and found it to be celestial, which Kay somehow recognized the sound of, though she could not read it. Your continued exploration of this ruins has led you to a pair of large stone double doors, upon which are some strange symbols that appear to be a puzzle of some kind. And that is where we begin. So I will re-describe the doors for you so that you remember where you are and what's happening. And if the audience checks out the screen, so if you are watching us on Twitch or on YouTube, you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll actually be able to see the Roll20 screen. So you can do the puzzles right along with our friends. Right now you just see them standing in a hallway, but I promise I will situate it so that you can see the puzzles as they do them as well. So... before you, you see a pair of broad stone double doors. At the bottom of the left-hand door, there is a small trough filled with stone tiles painted with red, blue, or yellow. Above the trough on the left-hand door is a strange branching design painted in blue, with several indentations in the design that appear to be the size and shape of the tiles in the trough. On the right-hand door, there are two more designs. At the top, a triangle shape painted in red with more indentations, and at the bottom, a series of circles painted in yellow with indentations as well. This is where you do stuff.
Do we get to see this stuff?
Which puzzle would you like to look at first?
Yes.
Is it
The
multiple
left
puzzles,
hand.
or is it? Yeah.
Are they? So they're separate. I thought it was a pair of doors.
It's a pair of doors, and there's a blue puzzle, there's a red puzzle, and there's a yellow puzzle.
Oh, so I was thinking these were all like it was gonna be a cohesive.
Oh no,
that was one big old puzzle.
Sorry.
Interacting puzzle.
No, sorry. Yeah, they are distinct designs. Yeah.
Let's start with the yellow one because it sounds like there was one design. The other one was like a whole door, and then the circles, there were multiple circles.
Okay, so you want to start with the yellow circles. All right.
So the top of the right-hand door.
All right, first I will switch that over for our
red
Twitch
triangle.
audience. Oops.
Sounds.
That was too small.
We're just gonna do whatever the wizard wants.
I mean, they're all primary colors.
They are, just because I thought that would be easy to look at. Okay, hopefully you can kind of... Oh, I'm going to make it a wee bit bigger so that the Twitch audience can see the tiles. So I put the tiles on the board. That's better. I put the tiles on the board. All of you should have access to move the tiles, and now you can also see the puzzle. So there are 3 yellow circles that each have 3 indentations within them. That's what the black squares are. And then you have 9 tiles that appear to have animal outlines on them on yellow backgrounds.
I am still seeing the map on Roll20.
Darn.
I am too.
Come on, Roll20. Let's do this.
Yay!
Oh, there,
all right,
yay.
there it is.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. Love it.
There's
Awesome.
bugs. Yay.
So
There's some other animals I don't recognize. I'm assuming that they have like some sort of internal bone structure.
Mammals.
So there's a trough with all these tiles in it, right? And the tiles, they're yellow tiles, red tiles, and blue tiles. Are they sorted into those colors?
They're all just sort of in the trough together. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that at least one of you would think that the yellow tiles go with the yellow circles, so I've only put the yellow tiles on this screen for you.
That's kind of what
Wow.
I assumed.
I feel like Fletcher might have made that assumption at the very least.
Yeah, that would have been the first very easy thing to accomplish. So
Fletcher starts sorting out the tiles by color, and Cedric's like, "Oh."
Kay just looks there. She's like, "Wow, science, guys."
All right. Well, I'm guessing. Yeah, I would put the squirrel, camel, and elephant on the bottom. The turtle, snake, and is that a cactus?
The lizard.
No, it's a
I think
lizard.
it's a lizard.
In the middle and all the bug ones.
Gesundheit, please don't critique my drawings. I am a terrible artist.
You mean the
Hey, I'm
ancient
not-
Ardens are terrible artists, right?
Yes,
I'm not doing. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do much better. I'm just.
Is that a cactus?
I wanted to
Thank
make sure.
You are correct, though. You can see there are, so I'll start at the top left of the row of tiles. There's a squirrel, a camel, an elephant, a spider, a grasshopper, a bee, a turtle, a snake, and a what looks like a cactus but is in fact a lizard.
I thought it was a lizard.
Thank you.
Now, are we to we're to correctly interpret that as a bee, not a fly, since it does only have 2 wings?
That's what I was going to
You
ask.
can interpret it however you want. Swear to God.
Cedric
I was
thinks
going to
it's
ask that.
I mean, as long as we're critiquing things, I'm also gonna point out that the spider's legs are coming out of its abdomen.
I am gonna take a note, make a tick mark for
Do
every
you
critique of my
have
drawings.
to
I make.
antagonize the
Yeah.
DM?
One more ghost in the next room.
Right?
One more
This is
ghost.
worse than like making fun of character names. Like,
Oh, while you're working on the
Clearly put
puzzle,
lots
a
of time
dragon
into the
appears.
thing. Yes,
Yeah.
let's pick that apart
Oh,
before we
man.
try to do it.
a subterranean prairie dragon.
I mean, Nature Check is all about science, right? So we should point, we're being scientifically
Okay.
accurate, right?
Okay.
This is an educational opportunity to talk about common mistakes in art that we see. I mean, I know it hurts my heart when I see people with bee tattoos that only have 2
Don't be
wings.
so elitist. Yes, Biker Dave,
Well,
I'm so sorry. I know it looks really small on your screen. If you blow your screen up to full size, you should hopefully be able to see the tiles have the outlines on them.
Why are
Oh
we
my
putting
gosh,
all the
somebody is
mammals on
moving the
top?
tiles real fast. Woo!
Oops. Uh-oh. I started. I did not do the other 3. I only instigated.
I
No,
did.
I'm
I
following
did
this
the-
pattern.
I mean, it makes sense to me, unless the order matters.
No, it's like every tile we move, a snake just falls out of the sky, so
Yeah,
we
right.
screwed ourselves. All right, well, here we are.
So as you're moving the tiles, can you talk through your thought process on who goes where and why?
Mammals together, arthropods together, and reptiles together.
Okay. And can you explain what counts as what category for our friends pulling along at home?
Yeah, well, we're a science channel, guys. Mammals are the thing that we don't study, along with the reptiles.
I don't know if that's the best definition,
If
but okay.
if that lizard was a cactus, technically you'd have me, Peter, and Ryan on the,
I also now study
as
plants.
the ones who studied that.
All right.
Oh, do you?
I
Okay,
do.
I didn't realize
I
that.
now study plant
lots of
insect
things.
interactions. A thing that I swore I
Okay,
was not
alright,
going to do
so-
because it's so trendy, and then here I am anyway because that's where the money was.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mammals, warm-blooded, backbone, fur, mammary glands. Yeah, give birth
So
to
that's
live
the
young.
squirrel,
Arthropods.
elephant, and camel for
Yes.
those of
Yeah.
us following along at home.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah.
The arthropods, no backbones, exoskeletons, sometimes wings, but not necessarily.
So the spider, the grasshopper, and the flyby.
The bombaliid. It's a
Totally a
bombaliid.
surfeit fly, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
Surfeit.
exactly. It looks like a bee, but it's not. Ha!
The serpent.
And then the reptiles would.
Arthropods are jointed legs. That's what makes them arthropods.
Yeah.
Exoskeleton and
That's what it
jointed
means.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not all of them have legs.
What?
I'm
Well-
like calculating. I mean, not all life stages have legs. I mean,
Yeah, like maggots don't have legs,
right.
But-
Yeah.
but
They still have a segmented body.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the plan for the
Evolutionarily,
legs is-
they all derive from a group that had jointed legs.
Well, and even
Yeah.
though the maggot doesn't have legs when it's in that form, the plan for the legs is still already inside it. So
Yes.
Yep.
They're
this
invisible.
metamorphosis
legs.
is
Just-
really freaking cool.
I'm just gonna be the Diogenes of the group for tonight.
Awesome.
Do you have a chicken ready?
And
I don't.
And the reptiles includes the snake, the lizard, and the turtle
Yep.
to complete the set.
Mm-hmm. Reptiles
So,
have
eggling,
skin, eggs,
scales.
yep.
I'm assuming that Fletcher is the one that does this. Cedric doesn't know what a camel or an elephant is.
I mean,
I didn't move any of
Kind of
those.
vaguely.
Oh, really?
So, like so many puzzles in D&D, it's less about what your characters can do than what you can do, so... I don't care if you say that Fletcher solves them, like, you guys are solving them as a group, so...
Okay.
Right. Is this your final arrangement?
Do snakes
Yeah.
fall out of the sky if it's wrong?
Did somebody check for traps?
I did not check for traps. Is it too late to check?
If we get it wrong, do taxonomically ambiguous invertebrates fall out of the ceiling?
Hey. Okay, so you have these three circles of, and Joe used the word, taxonomic, so we have these sort of grouped by animal groups, which is one way to organize animals, is by these sort of basic groups like arthropod, mammal, reptile, fish, etc., etc. So you put the tiles in the little indentations in the circles, and you hold your breath as Kay admits that she did not check for traps before you started moving things, and then you hear a faint click in the door.
Yeah.
Well, that's gotta be good, right?
Depends on what's
hear that
behind the
sound.
door. Depends on what's behind the door.
Depends on what's doing the clicking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, do bombs ever click? At one time when that door exploded on you, did it click before it did that?
I think I was too busy running away from the spiders to notice any noises or traps. All I heard was boom when it exploded, and my face was covered in dirt, so...
Maybe before we do the rest of them, you should check for traps.
All right, I'll check for traps on the next one.
Okay. You want to give me a search check then?
I would love to give you a search check.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
It was
21.
These doors do not appear to be trapped or locked. Well, I mean, it's locked, but not like in a way that you can, like, there isn't like a lock for you to pick. Yeah.
Right. There doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
trapped. It is closed, though. So helpful.
Lucanus checks the door. Yeah, it's closed.
It would have been really funny if I'd put all this stuff in front of you and you could have just pushed it open. Those are my favorites. Almost as good as the broom closet.
All right, next.
Next. Okay, so that was the bottom right-hand portion of the door. You've also got the top right-hand door, which is the red triangle, or you have the top of the left door, which is the blue branching design.
We'll do the triangle.
Okay, we'll do the triangle.
This is the top right.
Yes, this is the top right. So now the audience should be able to see it, and now you should be able to see it.
Oh.
And yeah, hopefully, I think this is true that now the outlines stand out better, so you can see the animals and non-animal things better.
This is trophic levels.
I'm getting real Systema Naturi vibes.
What was that, Nancy?
This is trophic levels.
What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at the bottom you have your producers that are like plants or coral, depending on what ecosystem you're in. And then you have the things that eat the plants, and then you have the things that eat the things above that. That was so good. I haven't taught this in 7 years. I don't know. It's the food chain, basically.
You got primary producers like plants that are creating organic matter out of inorganic sources, and
And
like, is their
abiotic
energy
factors.
source.
mean,
And there's other things that do like
compound.
chemotrophs and lithotrophs and all those kinds of things that can produce. Then you have, like Nancy said, the herbivores that consume the plants, and then you keep going up to what eats the layer below themselves in the triangle.
And you lose like 90% of energy levels between each trophic level or something.
Yeah, it's like
insane.
90 to 95% energy loss between like when you eat, which is why it's like, oh, like if you get more out of like eating beans than you do meat. That's that like whole argument.
Yeah.
As far as the efficiency from the base.
Yeah.
You specifically eating a pound of meat versus eating a pound of beans, it doesn't make a ton of difference. But as far as like the amount of energy it took to produce the pound of beef versus the pound of beans, is much bigger.
Yeah, that's
so
like the environmental impact.
So it's but there's also another layer here because each unit eats something in the level below it. So like, for example, that mouse will probably snack on the grasshopper as much as it will the acorn, and that spider is probably going to snack on the grasshopper, and that mouse can probably take on the spider, etc. Same thing with the angry bird.
Thank you. It's supposed to be a hawk, but Angry Bird works too.
Caw.
Hey, hawks do have like eyebrow things because that's how they protect their eyes from the sun so that they can see. But yeah, you're absolutely correct that like the trophic pyramid or a food chain is not really well accepted as a thing anymore. It's much more appropriate to depict these sorts of systems as a food web because there are lots of different to's and fro's happening, but a food web would have been really hard for me to draw, so I made a triangle.
Yeah.
I mean, the trophic levels are usually represented in triangles, at least in like the simplified versions.
Yeah.
But
this is
like
the best way to introduce it.
Yeah, as you go up the trophic levels, though, you find that there's a lot more, I don't know, cross-contamination where you'd have, like, your hawk will be eating a whole ton of things. And that's just because, like, up there, like, with the energy level loss, it just needs to have a pretty wide diet so it can, snack on a whole bunch of things and survive. So you see kind of, like, as you go up, you get usually less specialized.
Or we could view it as a food pyramid, and you want to eat mostly plants and relatively few hawks.
What are you, a lawyer?
Also correct. It's okay if you eat some grasshoppers, though, as already noted. And squirrels.
Yes.
Squirrels.
Actually, squirrel is quite good.
Yeah.
And Joe, I do really like that point because if you look at the animals that we do traditionally eat, the further up this kind of trophic chain you go, the less of them you will find, right? Like we don't eat hawks, we don't eat like predatory animals like cats.
The one place where that's not true, fish. We prefer to eat predatory fish than food fish.
Yeah. And there's also other, like, so yeah, you're right. We tend to eat herbivores, except when it comes to things that we can just naturally pull out of the environment in large numbers. For plants, we also tend to eat species that are kind of adapted to frequently disturbed conditions, or at least that's what a lot of the ancestors of our crops, that's how they live. And for animals, we tend to favor things that are fairly generalistic, in addition to being herbivores.
Don't we also not eat predators because, like, we can get diseases from them? Isn't that?
Yeah,
and also because they can attack us.
Well, yeah. Go, Peter.
Next puzzle.
Oh, really? Oh. I guess the other thing I was going to say is that, like, a lot of the herbivores that we eat nicely organize themselves into groups, so they're easy to keep a lot of in one space.
Yep.
Next puzzle.
They're very social.
So you
next puzzle, given that we hear a click.
Right, yeah. So you put all the tiles in this one, and in this arrangement, and you listen for a moment, and you don't think you hear anything.
No, we don't hear anything from this one.
Yeah, not in this arrangement, at least.
Okay. Well, let's.
After we gave that great explanation, Dave points out we do eat bears and wild boars. There are definitely exceptions to that. Especially, I mean, the other example that springs to mind is like in more northern cultures where like people eat whales and seals and things like that. Like more apex predators. Absolutely, there are exceptions. It was more of a general.
But we also don't like raise them in large numbers.
Right, yeah, those are things.
Unless there's a bear farm somewhere where
wild
that
caught.
would be amazing.
Well, there are bear farms, but it's not for meat.
Yeah.
There's crocodile farms for meat.
There are. That's true.
True.
Crocodiles are fish.
Or alligators. Alligator farms?
No, go back to the past puzzle. Did you learn nothing from it?
Beavers are also fish, so...
That is true.
mean, Nancy, given that our last answer was wrong, we really didn't learn anything. Okay, so we could also try this along the lines of
I see.
system and
Okay.
naturi.
Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. I think.
Question is where.
All right. The squirrel eats the mouse.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Mouse eats the grain.
But-
right?
Is Kay doing this? Because I'm choosing to believe that like all of us got together
Oh, I
and did it
hope
this
so,
way,
yeah.
and it was Kay was like no.
Also, you thought my
Okay,
lizard was a
great.
cactus, but you totally figured out that was a thing of grain. Thank you.
I did not think your lizard
But-
looked like a cactus. I thought your lizard looked like a lizard.
Thank you.
But as far as the grasshopper goes, just FYI, I see no monocots here.
Grasshoppers definitely eat dicots.
I mean, yeah, they're generalist herbivores. I'm just grasshopper.
Do we have a click?
Yes, now you do, because now you have spider, grasshopper, and leaf, snake, mouse, and grain, and hawk, squirrel, and acorn lined up. So there is a click now. So not
They
only...
learned so much from Fletcher.
Yeah, now not only are they in their appropriate trophic levels, but they also sort of line up with example food chains that they would interact in. Yeah, okay. So now you have done the entire right-hand door.
Delicious.
And now all you have left is the left. That was convenient.
And the left is it at the top or is it in the center?
It's at the, well, kind of like top center because the trough is at like sort of the
Okay,
middle
gotcha.
bottom. Yeah.
So it's not like there's a void.
Okay, I can't
far
see
as
it yet, but I'm gonna guess that it's a taxonomic tree, like a Darwin tree, because you said it's branching.
Like a phylogeny?
Yeah,
Can
That's
we
my
see the
guess.
puzzle?
Hold on.
I wanted to get that out there before, so that way if I'm right, I can gloat, and if I'm wrong, then you all can make
Get
fun.
ready to
Oh, excuse me.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Ready? Here it is. Drop.
Don't drop that. It'll be awful. Apparently I made these puzzles too easy.
No, they're good.
No.
I'm
Take a mic drop by flicking my.
No. That's awful.
Don't do that.
I'm
Don't
gonna have to listen to
do it,
that
don't do
again
it.
later.
It's also bad for the mic.
That too. That too. All right, so now you have this strange branching blue design with a bunch of indentations lined up on the right-hand side. Congratulations, Nancy. You called it. You win. You win D&D. You can go home now.
I do.
Oh, come on. I like at least win something. Like an extra roll.
Okay, so is that thing in the center one of the characters from Among Us? Because it looks really sus.
It's a pig.
Looks like a pig.
Thank
Definitely
you.
a pig.
Oh.
God.
What
If
is
you've never
at the
played
bottom?
Minecraft before, or if you had played Minecraft before, you would recognize that immediately.
That is
as a
true.
pig. Yeah.
I don't recognize
Okay.
what's at the bottom.
I was thinking
Hammerhead
shark.
Is that a
Shark is what came to my mind, like a hammerhead shark depiction.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there are
Something.
definitely like
Specifically,
I feel like you could. There are probably like parasitic worms that look like that though. Like there's probably some
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
I was actually
Saw that
Skull-X
thinking
there.
Skull-X, yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we?
I might have drawn animals that our viewers would be familiar with, and also that I would be familiar with.
And that can be
If our
drawn
viewers are not
simply but
familiar with
recognizably.
parasitic worms, they should definitely spend the evening googling those.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now you have this thing. You have correctly identified the pictures. That shark, I think, was one of the
that
teaser
thing on
images I
the-
put on Twitter earlier this week.
Nice.
It's right here. That's a frog and not like a McDonald's
Frog.
Happy Meal, right?
It's a frog.
Frog.
You
Okay.
guys are killing me.
So I'm
Cheryl's
just
like
gonna-
may had to take a second page of notes for additional things that
Punishments.
she's gonna add to the next room, and a wall of fire and a moat.
A moat. Spike
I
trap.
actually
Yeah,
That's
I think
why.
does the
bony
shark go
fish.
first?
Bony
I don't
fish
know-
are.
I don't want
yeah.
to know fish.
Shark is, I think shark is first.
Yeah, I think shark would
Yeah,
be
shark is first. That's what I was. And then no, that's that is. Oh no, you're right. But then we also have the mammals. Are mammals? No, mammals are.
and
Well, no,
mouse?
birds are reptiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
birds-
Pig and
birds are
mouse,
reptiles.
yeah.
Uh,
Lizard and
That was a
bird.
journey.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the pig, not the frog.
That's a pig.
Yes, sorry. No, that was on me, not on the drawing. That was on me. I wasn't thinking.
That's okay. Yeah, so
Sorry.
can you
I have to
explain...
apologize.
I know you guys just sort of worked through it, but can you explain what this shape is and why Nancy got so excited about calling it, and like how it works and how you decided where you were putting all those tiles?
Well, it's a taxonomic tree, and Nancy got excited because her brain worked good.
I didn't remember my own name, but I could guess what this puzzle was.
See, her brain works good.
But what is a taxonomic tree? How does it work? Why do we have them?
It describes the evolutionary relationship amongst critters, and we do it not only to just kind of organize life, because in order to talk about something, you have to give it a name and relate it to something, but we can also make, predictions by looking at evolutionary trees. Whenever we, start looking at gene function, for example, the first thing that we do is we look at what that protein is related to, and that protein, what it's related to, will give us some idea of what potential function it could have.
And also, so it's branching like that because this is showing all the places where different kinds of living things branched off from one another.
Yeah.
But the little red marks, which I hope the audience can see, so there's a little red mark at sort of like the long straight stems of this tree. So like, what do those indicate? And could you actually take some guesses about what we would, like what label you would put on each of those red things?
The development of a unique trait in that ancestral population that defined the new clade or subgroup of organisms downstream from that development.
That is called a synapomorphy, in case anyone wants a fancy term for the day. You're welcome.
Yep, synapomorphy.
Awesome.
So a good example of that would be like earlier when we were talking about insects and jointed legs. So like the synapomorphy for all the arthropods is the jointed legs. So even if some of the arthropods didn't have jointed legs later on down the line, it's not because they still came from that. Everything that has evolved from that synapomorphy falls into that group, even if they don't have that feature anymore. So like wings is another one for
And you can
insects
still usually-
specifically.
And
The
you can
way
still
in which the wings
usually...
are formed.
Oh, sorry.
Nope,
And you
nope.
can still usually see those, like, even in insects that don't have wings anymore, you can often still see the wing pads where the wings would have developed from. So you're like, oh, it doesn't have wings, but it has these vestigial or like these old non-functioning versions of that original structure. And so we can use, like, as Joe was mentioning earlier, like different proteins and different molecules and different genes to place things in these trees. You can also use morphology, which is more common in insects to use morphology versus genetic stuff.
And they were making
And
fun...
you should use both.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were making fun of my bee/fly earlier because bees have 4 wings and flies technically only have 2, but that's not really true because flies do in fact have 4 wing structures. It's just that 2 of them have become highly modified. So there are lots of arthropods where the wings have sort of gone into other things.
Yeah, and even in some insects which have lost all of their all of their kind of quote unquote defining features, like strepsipterans, for example, which are these parasitic insects which live inside other insects, and the female just kind of pokes her head out, and she doesn't have any legs or anything that really defines her as an arthropod. But the larvae have legs. The males have both legs and wings,
Neat.
which tells you that they are insects.
I remember from my taxonomy class when we were learning about Strepsiptera, like apparently the females just like explode. Like they don't have birth canals or any reproductive system. So when it gives time, it's time for them. And first of all, like many of them like live inside like wasp abdominal segments. So you see like a little like segment kind of like be a little bit raised up with this little head sticking out. And then when she gives birth, like she literally just like self-sacrifices and explodes and babies come out. Yay, insects!
No, thank you.
Yeah. So how that works. How that works, she actually has like a sort of like a secondary genital system in her cephalothorax region, because they have also lost their head. And for the longest time, like one of the most acrimonious debates on like with strepsipterans was like how they actually mated. But yeah, so the larvae actually like live as parasites in the mother's bloodstream and then just sort of fill up the body. And when it's time, like when they're fully developed, they just kind of like the pressure of just having so many babies just sort of like forces them out. They're cool.
I would also
love
lose
them.
my head if my babies made my body explode.
I mean, yeah.
Bleh.
Does this door explode?
No.
Finish the puzzle.
But I asked you. So say that fancy word again, Nancy.
Synapomorphy.
The synapomorphy. So the red tick marks where we see novel traits developing along this tree. Can you give me your best guesses about what those red marks or those synapomorphies might be in this particular tree?
Does the door open? Not open if we don't.
Trying to get you to talk about science.
There's a microphone in the door, and you have to say the evolution of a vertebra.
Yeah, so that's one.
Yeah.
Yep,
The
that's
evolution of
I would
spinal
have
column,
said that
rather.
the first one is notochord.
Yeah,
Well,
notochord.
sure, yeah.
Sharks
Dorsal
don't have,
hollow
sharks don't
notochord.
have bones, and fish do.
Right. Dorsal hollow notochord,
Yeah.
meaning like
Spine.
the equivalent of your spine. And then the second one would be bones.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Tetrapodality?
Legs.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 4
Mhm.
legs.
Mhm.
And
The
then
amniotic egg.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
And then-
That's the next one.
and then like
A
mammary
uterus
glands
for
and
the-
hair would be the one for the pigs and mice.
Mm-hmm.
Also a uterus, because they are placental mammals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
you're
then-
assuming that the monotremes are an excluded group there that are
Yeah,
depicted.
I was like, what about kangaroos?
Lord, if I had tried to draw a platypus, we'd still be here trying to figure out what the picture was.
Yeah.
Platypus
It's like-
leak milk. Did
They
you know
do.
that?
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
It's just a general ooze that comes through the fur.
So they have mammary glands, but they're not consolidated into a nipple.
Yeah.
So they just have
Yeah.
a mammary region.
It's like a pad,
And
so
the
all the
babies just
cells just
lick the milk off of the
Yeah.
fur, right? Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, if you're
Monotremes
you're-
are weird.
if you're looking for a takeaway fact tonight, platypus, no nips.
Yeah. And possums,
There we
13.
go.
13 nips.
Only a mammal with an odd number of nipples, and they're in like a spiral.
I am really interested in the developmental biology behind that, because like it's just weird to like have a spiral shape in an animal with Blashenko's lines. Anyways, this is yeah.
The sad fact is that opossums can have many more babies than they have nipples, and then it's like a fight to the finish to see which babies actually latch on. And latch on, the nipples are like weird, and the baby swallows the nipple and just like hangs on it for a long time, because again, they're they are living in the pouch until they develop and become much bigger. So yeah, they swallow this like weirdly long nipple, and so the end of it where the milk comes out is actually like basically in their stomach.
Mammals are gross. I don't know.
They just need to learn. They just need to learn how to use tools and then domesticate some cows, and that'll solve their problems.
Yeah. Possums are North Carolina's or North America's coolest mammal, I'm gonna say. Yeah, come at me.
No,
I agree.
Totally
They're not coming at you.
I mean, as far as mammals go, they are one of the only cool ones.
It's true.
Yeah,
their body temperature is too low for rabies to live inside them.
Yeah.
And eat ticks.
Yeah, they do eat ticks. Yeah, there are so many good things about opossums. There are many cute North American mammals and lots of interesting North American mammals, but opossums are objectively the best. Yes.
Yeah. They just meet.
You all have met
sides.
nicer possums than I have.
Okay, so
we didn't say they were the nicest, just the best.
I mean,
okay.
they're.
So,
I would say most possums are nicer than most humans. On average.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're using to rate.
I mean,
but...
you just the ones that like people keep, like the bows, and they just seem really nice.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I've had lots of good opossum experiences because I worked at a wildlife rehab, so we would take care of lots of baby opossums. So again, the reason I learned that they swallow the nipple is because that means that when you're taking care of baby opossums without their mom, you have to tube feed them. Because you have to like put the tube down into their stomach and then pump the milk in. It's really hard to tube feed an animal that has 4 hands though, because as fast as you're trying to feed it's like you have the opossum in one hand and the tube in the other, and as fast as you're trying to poke the tube in very carefully, they are using all 4 hands to pull it back out of their mouth. It was very frustrating. But we also had a non-releasable opossum with us who was blind, and she just liked to sit on your lap and cuddle. Aww. It was very sweet. Yeah. So,
See, that they can be nice. Better than raccoons.
Yeah.
Oh God. Raccoons.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the bird and lizard. So birds are actually reptiles. They are living dinosaurs, literally theropod dinosaurs. And they lay eggs, have scales. You can see them on their legs, and the feathers are just modified scales. And eggs, scales. Anything I'm missing here?
I think that's a pretty good breakdown.
There's probably a more specific thing.
But... Yeah,
that
like also a vaguely chickeny taste.
Sure. Also
seems to be
vaguely chickeny taste.
I mean, seems to be a characteristic of all the reptiles I've ever eaten.
Mm-hmm.
So chicken, alligator, bird, snake.
Yeah, I would agree. I had alligator and it didn't taste like anything except the spices they put on it. So it's really chickeny. Yeah, good science talk, everybody. You guys worked through those faster than I was thinking, but I mean, you're smart people. And my drawings weren't too bad. So yes, after you have filled in the animal groups in the yellow circles and the trophic levels / food chains in the red triangle, and now this taxonomic or evolutionary chart in the blue branching design in the top left, you hear a last click, and you can do with that what you will.
Someone else open the door.
Lucanus just sort of gingerly pushes the door.
Okay, you push the door, and it does in fact open.
Hey guys, it opened.
Hey guys.
We got it.
It opened.
Our brains work good.
Your brains work good.
More ghosts.
Change your map. More ghosts. All right, and we'll put you back on the map, and I will reveal the appropriate area. Zoop. Zoop, zoop. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Hey, that symbol looks familiar.
I
hate this place.
But this time we know what it means.
This time, you know what it means.
If we fill it full of water, we'll get to be able to swim faster.
Or we could fill it up with literally anything else. I wanted to fill it up with fire last time, remember?
Yeah, fire seems like
Did you
it would
bring
be
any
the...
liquid fire?
I don't know. We have oil and a lamp, do we not?
Oh, that's
Fletcher
a really good
can
idea.
cast grease.
Does it look just like the other one? Is it the same
Well, as
setup?
As you push open the heavy doors, you see within a large square room with walls carved in intricate reliefs depicting the grasses, flowers, and shrubs of the prairie you've been traveling through. In the center of the floor, you can see a curving shape carved into the stone, with 3 short stone pedestals placed within the outer curves and a 4th in the center of the design. 3 slightly deeper troughs in the floor complete the now familiar shape.
Sheryl, if you scroll over a little bit, our viewers can see the shape too.
I cannot get it to scroll any farther over on my thingy.
Never mind.
Let me, maybe I'll see if I can make it happen on OBS. I don't know. Well, you guys can deliberate what you want it to be while I do this.
I'd say fire.
Fire.
Who has lantern oil?
You're the
You?
only
I
one
have
with
candles.
a lantern. Oh,
I have
candles.
I use
Oh,
candles in
I
my
cast-
lantern, not oil.
Can you cast grease?
Kay has a lantern.
Yeah.
Grease
I have
has
a
already been
lantern.
cast.
Oh.
I have a
The way today
lantern
for grease.
and oil.
You should only prepare grease from now
They
on.
went with Travolta and Newton-John, didn't they?
Oh, God.
Because if it's been cast, okay, I'll shut up.
Wow.
And
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I
no.
believe I wrote it down somewhere, she says. Excitedly. I definitely have lamp and oil, but I believe I only have 2 thingies of oil. I don't know what oil is measured in this game.
Jars.
Units?
Yeah,
2 units of oil and a lantern.
2 units of oil and a lantern. Why? Oops, sorry. I hit the bell. I was trying to do something.
Oh no, now we have to talk about science.
I know nothing about oil. Oh, they used to use whale oil, no? For lanterns? Is that true? I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
Ha!
It-
See? Bell.
So for a long time, the Europeans used like tallow, but then when they started being able to render whale oil burns a lot better, cleaner than tallow.
And for longer, I believe, as well.
But yeah, any kind of animal fat makes great.
Yeah. And they get it.
So that's all I.
Yeah, they get it
that is
from
my
the,
extent of my science knowledge on oil.
So for our viewers, if you want to make a lamp out of bacon fat, the next time you make bacon, you make a bacon scented candle out
Yeah.
of bacon fat, stick a wick in it, and light it on fire.
Stick a
The
wick
wick
in
will melt the bacon fat and absorb it into the wick and burn.
Yep.
Yeah. And they also get it from the organ of the sperm whale that
Huh? What?
Was that the end of your sentence?
the place where they get the oil from for lamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I think you broke up because I don't think we got the whole sentence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the organ they get the oil from for lamps back in the day was actually the organ that focuses the sound for echolocation.
Cool.
Yes, there was many parts
Yeah.
of there that we did not
Yeah,
get.
we did not get a lot of the things that you
Oh,
said.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like,
We just got like the organ.
Yeah.
We were all like, "What
Sorry.
organ?"
Yeah. No, I mean,
yeah.
just
Check with
generally the organ.
Check with your
It's
spouse.
something I like to
/roommates before
drop
burning
into
bacon fat.
conversations, just to remind people that pianos are a thing. Never mind.
Okay.
It was a bad joke.
Well, I from farm to table, from whale to lamp. Yes, Emily. Well, I tried to make it so that you guys could see the temple, like the room with the design on the floor on Roll20, and instead I just like messed up the way my computer is working. But we're still streaming, so I guess that's fine. But I can't do that for you right now. Sorry. But you guys are in that room. Or
Perfect.
you're at the doorway of that room. I don't know.
By the way, looks like oil comes in pints usually, and there is a
It comes in pints?
for area coverage. It comes in pints.
Yeah.
Oh,
The book
perfect.
talks
Can
about
also-
it in pints.
There's also a metric pint. I mean, go to Ireland, order a pint.
We have whatever pint is bigger for this particular thing.
Specifically, we're looking at the one that you can pour a pint of oil on the ground to cover an area 5 feet square, provided a smooth surface.
Okay. I'm assuming you
Okay.
have. I
If
think you have
that's
some
useful.
of those from the lantern. Yeah,
How is
That's the
are
shape.
the lines pretty thin?
that is the shape.
The equivalent of 5 square feet?
I mean, sure-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure-ish for the purposes of today's.
Yes. Why not?
Yay. It's because I knew that puzzle was taxonomic 3.
Are we, so just for my mental imagery, are we all standing in the doorway peering into this room
I
and
hope
having this
so.
argument?
Yeah.
I mean, Fletcher does not plan on being the first person to walk into a room again in this place.
Neither does
No.
Lucanus.
No,
Can I check for traps, I guess?
You can.
Check for ghosts.
15.
15. The room does not appear to be trapped.
Perfect.
Is it ghosted? Is it
I
ghosted?
guess. Well, everyone else is being a pansy, so I guess I'll go first because I want to light this thing on fire.
I will follow. I just want to kind of take a look at. Is it carvings on the ceiling again?
Yeah, it's
Like before?
the whole room is just full of these beautiful bas reliefs of
I would like to just kind of take a look around that and see what I see.
Okay, yeah. Give me I guess you can do a search or perception, whichever. I'm gonna assume you
I will
prefer
absolutely do
perception.
perception. 18.
Yeah, so you see, like, again, just like in the one in the rainforest, these carvings are incredibly detailed. There's so many plants that you recognize by sight, and also, like, little insects are carved in amongst the grasses, and, some of the, the larger animals that you guys have seen on your travels. So, yeah, it's like, again, it's like standing in the ecosystem that's up above. It's just, carved out of stone down here. And it's quiet, of course, but yeah, it looks remarkably similar. Very, very faithful rendering.
Well,
Are we all agreed on fire?
Yeah.
We'll see what it does.
All right, Kay starts.
We know what to do.
Kay starts like I don't know, like finger painting oil all over the trough.
Okay.
I don't know.
You do that.
Excellent. I'm so good at it.
Try not to spill any on yourself.
She's like covered. She
Yeah.
has like oil like dripping from her hair and like greasy fingerprints on all of. She's a disaster.
Peter, who has started several
will go
fires
very
with
well.
gasoline, recommends that you not get any on yourself before lighting it on fire.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of oil on yourself, you stand in the middle of this and it gets set on fire, this might turn into a witch burning.
You guys aren't fans of self-immolation? Is that what we're hearing tonight?
So let's say you were very careful.
I don't know. I mean, a core tenet of Kay's character is that she's kind of clumsy, so I feel like we have to be faithful to the character.
Am I hearing a dex check coming up?
Yeah. Keep the cure moderate wounds handy, Cedric.
Have I used my spell slots up?
Well, you also received
I
a potion.
I have several potions.
Mhm.
I have been saving
I
them.
think I still have.
Fletcher, drop a candle on this thing.
What do you guys think would happen if we filled it with cure moderate wounds potions?
Just like spread
No.
some granola around.
No, Peter, I was wondering about that. Like, if it's magical, I didn't know. Like, it sounds like we're having to fill it up as much as we can with oil. because I was wondering if it were magical, if it like a small amount would spread through the whole thing. Because I have like various stuff that we could have tried, but if it's like, oh no, you'd need like a gallon, then it's like, well then, what would we have a gallon?
Just waste it.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked about the dimensions of the lines.
But as an alternative to fire, I think we got to think about, are cure moderate wounds potions miscible in oil now? Like, we got to talk about solvents, right? Because like,
I would imagine they're water based, so probably not.
Right. So they would. So would it even? I guess so. We've never talked about, but people know that oil and water don't mix, right?
I mean, if I had to guess,
I just know this.
as a biochemist, if I had to guess what compound was in these potions, my guess would be transglutaminase, which is a water-soluble enzyme. So transglutaminase, for people in the audience not familiar, it's also known as meat glue. It is an enzyme that is present in the body, and when you get hurt, it's actually one of the enzymes that kind of links everything back together.
I guess I had sort of assumed that a lot of these potions were, you're going to hate me for this because you'll never be able to experience it now, but I assumed that they were emulsions because like a lot of the ingredients that you might want to include in them would be water-based and some others would maybe be lipid-based. And so in order to make them mix, you'd have to, they'd probably wind up being sort of the texture and viscosity of salad dressing.
Or mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise. No,
I'm here for this because emulsions are really hard to make in general, and so they're that's a great explanation for why they're so expensive. Because without like an immersion blender, it's really hard to make a good emulsion.
Whisk that potion really good.
Proteins would also be very difficult to isolate and purify in this day and age. I mean, they don't exactly have
don't even know what proteins are.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
they do have E. coli laying around, but
wow. I'm just gonna call that down on ourselves. Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
I mean, you did ring that bell.
Well, I did say that when we mentioned famous people in this show, I tagged them when I published the podcast version. That one's not going to happen.
Yeah, good call.
Wait, who did we mention?
I tagged, you guys mentioned Guy Fieri, and so I tagged him, and you guys mentioned Dr. Steen when you sliced up the snakes, so I tagged him, and there was one other that I think was for Burn.
Who were we not tagging?
Who it was.
Oh, okay. I was just curious as to who we were not tagging because I missed that.
Oh, Peter made a joke about Elon Musk.
He tweeted something today about the difference and misconstrued the difference between DNA and proteins. It's topical.
Well, yeah, proteins and RNA. Yeah, he is not a very smart person. So let's set this on fire and.
That was a real smooth transition, guys. Great job.
Thank you.
He's not a smart person. Beautiful. We should set ourselves on fire.
I mean, yeah, that's from one stupid thing to another.
Well,
hopefully not.
Fletcher's got candles.
I've got actually.
You've lined everything with oil now, so there's like a layer, so we could they'll be filled with fire now.
I hope so.
Okay. Yeah, I have a flint and steel that I use for the candles. So if everyone assuming everybody gets onto these stone platforms, like we did in the last place, and I'll use the flint and steel on the trough next to me.
What was the arrangement last time? Was Kay in the middle one?
Kay was in the middle.
Oh, I was in the middle. I'll be in the middle.
Peter's showing the
this
audience
is the middle.
Drawing. That's the middle.
So small.
Oh my god, it's I
Closer, Peter.
oh my god.
Hold it up like this.
There you go.
There.
There you go. There you go.
So K's in the middle.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Did the rest of us get on these other plinths last time? There's pedestals, right?
3 of you did,
yeah,
yeah.
there are four low pedestals total.
Did all 4
Up
of
on
us?
a pedestal if you want to get blessed.
I did not last time.
Which is fine because you did not need help with swimming.
I did not. You guys still don't have my, whatever that ability was. Was it swim?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 4 of you get on these pedestals.
I'm already on one.
Well, yeah, she gets one. The question is the other 3.
That's why I said the 4 of you.
Fletcher got up on one.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need to be able to shoot fire from my hands or whatever. Moradin's blessing's all I need.
Kay,
Okay.
did you get on the center one? I assume.
I did.
Okay.
Well, if you guys are just gonna fight over it, we'll just light it with one of you not on the last one.
Lucanus, up.
Yeah, I'll hop on one.
I guess Cedric is watching.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Wait, maybe Cedric and I could share the pedestal. He's small.
I mean, if I was going to share, I should share with Nautia. We're obviously the 2 smallest.
Well, if they can both fit, they should share.
Yeah, Nautia could stand on my shoulders.
Try it, yeah!
Just put on like a trench coat and have Nautia on your shoulders. Call yourself Harvey
That's
Adultman.
totally how this works, right, Sheryl?
Yep, totally. Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the
So-
worst that could happen?
We're setting the room on fire.
Okay, so do you want to get on my shoulders?
Do it, do it, do it.
Or do you
Let's
want to
do it,
like
let's do
do you want to like hug each other and try and
Let's do that.
try and like balance?
I need.
I feel like we've already established that the shoulders are pretty strong, right? Like we've done that before.
Mhm.
I need.
You weigh nothing.
Fan art right now of them trying all of these different positions.
Or like piggyback.
Yeah.
Or
It's like one of those like trust exercises where
Yeah.
you grab each other's arms and both lean back.
except you weigh
Over a
so
ring
much
of
more
fire.
than me.
Yeah.
Kate is like looks over. She's like, "This is strictly platonic, right?"
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, who's Plato?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you're getting up on my shoulders. Excellent.
Let's do that one.
You're welcome. Everyone's included in Kay's mystical temple.
Last time you said it wasn't your temple.
It's my temple if things are good. It's not my temple if they're bad. Duh.
That checks. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But there's a ghost.
Yeah, that was like 3 rooms ago. That is not my room in my temple. That's someone else's room. And like not included in Kay's temple.
Room.
Fletcher lights on fire.
Okay,
we
so
go.
so what are you just lighting one? Okay, so Kay, you put oil in one trough, all 3 troughs?
All of them.
All of them. Okay, Fletcher, what are you doing to, like, are you just lighting one? Are you lighting all of them? Like,
The loops are interconnected, aren't they? I mean, they're carved into the ground.
yeah, so the looping design is what has the pedestals in it, but those 3 short the 3 short lines that are separate, so they're not connected to the looping design, those are the troughs that you guys filled with water last time. And those, I believe, are the troughs that Kay has painted oil on the inside of now. Yes, that.
Oh my god, this is so I'm so bad at doing this backwards. Please.
All right. I thought she had filled the other ones. Then in that case, I do have a supply of candles, so that I can. I already have my lantern that I use, so if I light candles with that and I distribute them, so that people can light the ones that they're next to, so that we're all on the platforms when we do this.
Okay.
And everyone light one that's next to you.
Candle drop.
Table drop. Okay, so we've got Kay on the center pedestal. We've got Fletcher on one pedestal, Lucanus on one pedestal, and then Cedric on one pedestal with Nautia on his shoulders. And then the 3 troughs have been painted with a coating of oil. They're not filled with oil. They just have been sort of like coating a muffin pan.
Yeah.
Kay just took a can and shook it up and.
You sprinkle a little flour in and kind of shake it around. Okay, so that's the setup you guys have got. And then Fletcher lights candles and hands, I guess, 2 candles out because you can toss one in one of the troughs yourself. What you doing now?
Is it
Toss them on the count of 3.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. So you
Candle drop.
toss the candles. I'm not gonna make you roll to aim them because they're not that hard to hit. But yeah, so you each toss a candle in these 3 troughs, and the oil goes up in a quick burst of flame. But it was a very thin coating of oil, so it's not like it's going to like burn for a long time. So it happens, and then the smoke sort of settles, but you don't feel or see anything like what happened last time.
Did it work?
I don't know. Light yourself on fire.
That doesn't. Well, maybe it increased our fire swim speed.
Well, there was no reaction like in the last temple. So I think it's safe to assume that this did not work.
Yeah.
Maybe need more fire?
Yeah, last time we did fill them with water, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And then the water went away. So it might need to be something that is there that's consumable. Fire is, by its nature, extractive and destructive, and is leaving those troughs. So if this system needs to consume something to create these effects, fire might not be something that will work.
Okay, well, I'm out of ideas. I'm gonna check that door over there.
What about the laboratory?
I mean, we could put anything consumable in them, right? I don't know. What if we filled them with flowers? I had flowers in the dream, and they were like those white circle of flowers.
We would just have to try. I mean, yeah, the first time we did it, it worked with a liquid. We've never tried, something that's consumable that is not a liquid. So we can sort of continue a process of deduction to sort out how these might work.
We could
Well,
put those
what about the
book
stuff in the
pages that fell
laboratory?
out. Maybe I'll get smarter.
There's also a bunch of really old busted furniture around, isn't there?
Yeah.
We'll get furniture powers.
We could set the furniture on fire.
Set them on fire.
Nautia,
Yeah.
she's a thinker.
I'm with you, Cindy. I'm with
Yeah.
you, Cindy. Yeah.
All I could
What?
think of was the furniture in Beauty and the Beast.
We get familiars that are
Murder of the
broken
century
chairs
furniture.
and punch things in the face.
Oh my god. Was there any acid in the laboratory, Fletcher? I don't know what acid looks like.
Everything was completely dried out. The cauldron was empty. At least nothing that I came across was liquid. There are other ingredients. There are solid things if we wanted to
We
try
could probably reconstitute.
I mean, if we wanted to try fire, though, like, we could do what Nautia suggested and light the furniture on fire. That's gotta last a while.
Do like that idea. I know this furniture is rotted. Is it wet and rotted, or is it dry and rotted?
There's all those books.
Oh, we ain't gonna burn books.
I feel like that is not our brand, but I'm here for it.
Even them anyway.
Even
Arda
Lucanus is
451.
uncomfortable with that. Even Lucanus is uncomfortable with that.
I want to see what's behind this door before we debate anymore. Okay,
Why?
you
So
come
what?
check...
But what if we get super extra powers? Then we go through that door, and there's like something big and scary. Then we can beat it up. But if we don't do that first, then we might die without ever knowing what this could bestow on us.
Or maybe there's like a big jug of acid in the next room that we could pour in here and get acid resistance.
Well, then go look for acid, I guess. But don't come looking to us when something swallows you up from the deep.
Okay.
Cedric, you're going to look at so there is one other door in one of the other walls of this room. You're going to go look at that door, is that correct?
Yes, I want to look at it.
Okay. Are you trying to figure out whether it's trapped and locked, or are you just opening it? Like, what do you...
I want to see if I can figure out if it's trapped or locked.
Search check.
Look how only in D&D do you look at doors. Not just use a door as a door.
I jiggle the handle.
I mean, in D&D, jiggling the handle is often enough to set the trap off, so...
Yeah.
How many trapped doors do you deal with on a daily basis in the real world, Ryan?
Well, that's what's so ridiculous. That D&D people are like, every door has a bomb! And it's like, why would anybody do that?
If you want to keep
They watched Home Alone, obviously.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
How's it going, Cedric?
I got a 1.
Awesome. This door does not appear to be trapped or locked.
Well, okay, technically I got a 2, but, you know. A 1 plus 1, yeah.
It's
not functionally different.
Cool. I'm going to jiggle the handle.
You jiggle the handle.
You said it does not appear to be trapped or locked.
Nope.
Cool. I want to turn the handle.
You turn the handle.
Slowly open it.
And you slowly open it. This appears to be a storage room. There are barrels that may have once contained water or another liquid, and shelves that still bear a few sticks of incense, small stones, and other odds and ends, but there's not a whole lot in here.
Well, we could take these barrels and rather than
light them on fire.
Yeah. Just they're closer than the. And there's some incense in here. At least the fire would smell nice.
Are the barrels heavy?
Is anything heavy for you, Lucanus?
Actually, right now, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I mean, do they feel full?
She said they're empty.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel like I would have checked.
After Nadia's suggestion, I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to like grab one of these barrels and bring it back out and like start smashing it to pieces with my warhammer.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about puzzles.
There's another barrel in there, Kay, if you want to try.
I don't have anything to smash it with.
The room echoes with the sound of Cedric smashing this barrel, and since you left the doors open, that sound echoes down the hallway.
Can I try your warhammer, like Cedric? Can I try and bash a barrel? Can I even pick this thing up?
Yeah,
It has a Thor thing going on.
I would, but this hammer's kind of special to me.
Ouch. I thought I was kind of special to you, too.
I mean, you are, but that doesn't mean,
You don't just touch a man's hammer.
Yeah, a dwarf's hammer.
She, takes one of the barrel pieces and stomps on it.
I'm going to keep doing this.
If I go try to just rip some pieces off, does it come off?
I mean,
can I break it pretty easily?
Yeah, I mean, like everything else in here, it's kind of decrepit. It's been here for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Kay starts putting barrel pieces in the troughs.
Okay.
Cool. I'll be on smashing duty if you'll distribute the bits.
Yeah.
We could even use the incense as like a punk,
Ooh,
to like
that'd
light
be
it,
so
like as
nice.
like a fuse.
Can I do a search check on the room?
On which room?
The one that Cedric is in.
The storage room? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need to. What did I roll?
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah, you see similar details to what Cedric saw. Some empty barrels, a few pieces of incense, and random rocks, and, again, bits and pieces of things, nothing, like, incredibly useful. Like a lot of the cabinets and other things in this underground space, it seems like it's been picked clean, or that nothing much was left behind, that kind of stuff.
He gets the incense and also puts it into the troughs.
Okay.
Is there enough here to fill up the troughs?
I mean, yeah. They're not that deep.
Kay, do you want to use your other jar of oil for this?
Sure. I don't need to see in the dark. Sorry, Fletcher. We put incense in it, though. That's
really,
like magic-y, right?
I don't really feel like it's an insult, so I don't care.
Cool.
All right.
Oiled, greased up barrels. Kay also has a flint thing, she realizes after she searched her pocket quite a lot. / Nancy read her character sheet. Yes. Nancy read her character sheet betterly. Oh, this pocket in here. Who puts a pocket there? What else is in here?
Girl clothes, man.
Girl clothes.
I also have a flint and steel.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. But I can't use my flint and steel while balancing Nautia on my shoulders. I don't think to strike a spark to like 6 feet away.
You could buy like a little scrap and then
That's
toss
true.
that maybe.
All right. I'm going to put the piece of scrap wood in my mouth, dipped in grease, in my beard, and I'm going to strike sparks towards my face.
Wait, are you saying that as a joke, or is that what's actually happening?
I feel like I like get ready to do it, and then Nadia's like, I could hold it.
Hold it.
Ooh. You guys thought Kay was angsty. Wait until you see Cedric without his beard anymore.
Yeah, all his powers would just be drained.
Yeah,
He would just be moping.
Yep.
Okay, I guess it makes sense for me to hold this piece of wood, and Nadia, you strike sparks onto it.
Sure.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
that.
I hope everybody else is ready, because now I'm holding a flaming piece of barrel.
I'm in the middle, so
Oh,
I can't help. That's Fletcher and Lucanus.
Are you guys back up in your pedestals?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So we have Kay in the middle, Fletcher and Lucanus on 2 of the outside pedestals ready to light 2 of the troughs on fire, and then we have Cedric on a pedestal with Nautia on your shoulders, and also one of you has a flaming piece of wood. I feel like you're about to do the couples competition in like water skiing.
This is platonic. I already said so.
Spinning a plate in the
I did just have a little bit of like an Olympic torch kind of moment there.
Okay.
I don't know that it's platonic because right now Nadia's holding a torch for Cedric.
Technically, Cedric's the one holding the torch.
Okay.
Just for the record.
Oh. He's holding a torch for Nadia then.
Oh boy.
I'm doing it for all of us.
For
Aww.
all of us. So sweet. So sweet.
This will be fine.
Cross fingers.
RC crossed.
I throw it.
You throw it. Okay. There was no countdown this time.
yeah.
I
We do another countdown.
Okay, you do another, I was like, what are they doing? Okay, yeah, so you guys light the troughs on fire, and this time, yeah, they burn for a while because there's all this wood in them. And you did oil the wood first so that it definitely catches reliably, and they burn. And
we all suffocate.
It keeps burning, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of smoke now. Like, it doesn't smell great.
Put incense in it. It smells great.
Okay. There's some incense and also some, like, really old barrel wood and some oil.
I feel like it would
burning.
smell like a nice scotch.
Depends on what was in those barrels.
Yeah. In this
Whale
subterranean
oil.
stone room with no windows or anything. So, yeah, it does get a bit smoky. And y'all stand there for a while, trying not to cough too badly in the smoke.
Is anybody else starting to feel silly?
Yes.
Well,
I hate this place.
What about soil?
Well, if only we had some barrels to fill with soil to bring down here.
You didn't leave one? There were like 3 in there. You smashed all of them?
I mean, I just kept smashing until we had enough. I don't know how many barrels it took to fill these troughs. That would be up to our DM.
1, 2,
Okay, Link.
3. Sure, I'll say there's like half a 1 left over.
You never,
It's in
you
the
never
bottom
go, you never go full Link.
There was no money in the barrels. That was Veronica's favorite moment was if only we had some barrels.
Well, why don't we fill it with something else? Apparently fire isn't the answer. Dirt, flowers, bones
Okay.
of our fallen enemies.
Have you been schlepping those around with you?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Out of character. Swim is a skill. Use rope is also a skill. We could fill it full of rope.
No, you can't because you only have 2 lengths of rope between the 5 of you.
Well, they're only like 5 feet long. We could cut the rope
Yeah, we could like open
into
it.
pieces. Okay, I'm taking the.
destroy-
That seems like a bad idea.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you can-
metagame here
You can
with
cut
Cheryl's
your
expression.
rope if you really want to. I will not stop you.
Yes, let's destroy the rope that we only have because we happen to find it somewhere else, because none of you had rope.
We could
Let's
go
put some
find
book
another
pages
vine.
in it.
I think we got to go with. I mean, burning stuff hasn't worked so far.
No, not burn it. Like, I don't know, maybe they will accept it as sacrifice and we'll all get smarter. Riley wants to be smarter. I mean, Fletcher doesn't need it, but maybe the rest of us
I
do.
sure do.
You know what? As much grief as I've given to Sheryl for my swim speed, I do have a -10 to swim speed. So
That's
Wait,
impressive.
how do you have a -10?
according to my character
wait,
sheet,
to
I was just looking
swim
at it.
Speed?
Or
Well,
swim,
yeah, and plus
or
all the
swim.
armor.
Yeah, it's all the
Swim
armor.
skill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the
But I
opposite
mean,
of
if we ever
mine.
need something that sinks,
I am an anchor. I have a
those are
special
pretty
skill for that.
dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down for it. I will scoop all the hot ashes out of these trenches if you guys want to go grab a bunch of books.
What do you think, Fletcher?
It's the next thing to try. If we go back to get books, we'll be by the lab, so I think I'm going to stop in there again.
Okay. Can we like run there and like grab armfuls of pages and books and whatever happens not to fall apart?
Yeah, but since you're transitioning out of this room, this seems like a great time for us to take our halfway break. So before we come back and they continue to try things in this room, we're going to take a quick bio break. We encourage all of you to do the same, but thank you ever so much to everyone who's watching and all of you making snarky comments in the chat about what they should or should not do. Really appreciate that. Yes, I know I have a terrible poker face. I'm not sorry. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break and we will meet you back here in a few minutes. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're back! Hello, everyone. I hope you can see us. Oh no, everything has gotten all kerfluffled. I am bad at this. I messed up my computer real good today. And now everything is wrong. Oh no. Okay, well, that's just gonna be how it... Can I fix this? I'm gonna try to fix this for a moment. Sorry.
I believe in you, Cheryl.
Somebody
I
believe in you.
Talk while I try to fix this. Okay.
You can put us in break again, and then...
Yeah.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
I got it.
JK, we all have to go back and...
Oh, come on.
We can talk about what else we want to fill the troughs with.
Yes. No? Why isn't this working? Oh man, see, this is all because
dirt and
Peter was like, you should make it so that the audience can see the temple room, and then
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I should just not have tried. I should have just
Always Peter's fault.
not put
Always
Yeah,
my
Peter!
fault.
Oh no. I don't know how to fix this. I honestly don't know how to fix this.
Well,
What's wrong?
Dave thinks you should turn it off and turn it on again. All
Well,
right,
if I do
everybody,
that, then
everybody on
we'll
our
lose the
stream just
stream.
hang out for 5 minutes.
Yeah. If I do that, we'll lose the stream. And of course, we were joking about Nature Check always having tech
Yeah,
difficulties.
I was gonna say.
And then here we are. Because, you know, why is this happening? Maybe did that fix it? I can't tell. Well, it did something.
You resized it.
I'm fixing it. I'm getting there. All right. This is real weird. Sorry.
Does somebody want to explain what an emulsion is?
Yeah, we didn't actually do that.
It's a mixture of fat and something that is aqueous or dissolves in water that is fully, thoroughly, and relatively permanently suspended. So you can think of a salad dressing, or I think Peter used mayonnaise as an example.
Yeah, when I talk about pesticides that are formulated as emulsions, mayonnaise is always the example I use, because I think, you know, it's something that, you know, some people have made their own mayonnaise, and, you know, you realize it is something
Gross.
you can do.
Better,
As a
it's
southerner.
actually, it's actually much better homemade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because a lot of them are actually thickened with cornstarch, and that gives that kind of gross off texture. So butter is also an emulsion. Also an emotion.
It's a big mood.
Yeah. If you ever melt it, or if you've ever made browned butter, there's milk fats in there, solids. Those are proteins left over from the milk.
And milk too, right? That's why you can like if you've ever tried to freeze milk, or if you're like me and your refrigerator just freezes things on its own sometimes.
Oh, mine did that.
Then yeah.
Or if you've ever made paneer.
Oh,
Paneer is just lemon juice into hot milk and strain it, and you got some cheese.
Mm-hmm. So you're breaking the
Simplest cheese to
emulsion in
make.
that case for our viewers. So you've got oil and or you've got an oil base, or something oily and something watery mixed together, but that's a delicate balance, and so you can break that, and then you're breaking the emulsion. They separate, so you get like your curds and your whey. If you're making cheese, the whey is the watery part, and the curds are the hard part. And if you're a Midwesterner, you eat the curds as they are, I guess. Weirdos.
That's part of it. So the proteins that you are dissolving or denaturing, just sort of unfolding when you make paneer, are typically the ones that hold the fat and keep it liquefied. So what you're doing there is these proteins that are dissolved, and they're not all the ones that hold fat, but the proteins that are dissolved, what you're doing is you're denaturing them, and the amino acids that don't grab onto water that are inside the protein, you're turning them outside the protein, and that causes them to fall out of solution.
How was that, Sheryl? Was that a good
Yeah,
enough?
It was great. Yeah.
That's a part of it. But
Yeah. Awesome. I have made cheese at
proteins.
home.
Yeah.
I've made both cream cheese and mozzarella. That was fun.
Don't cook.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool.
I know mozzarella can get complicated.
This was a really easy mozzarella recipe. It was like a 30-minute using the microwave mozzarella recipe, but it turned out great. And the cream cheese, I had to set up a crazy rig in my guest room, which isn't being used for anything except storage, so that I could hang the cheesecloth and let the cream cheese drain for several days. But that also turned out great. And it made a big enough batch that I was able to split it into 3, and I had one that was just like plain, one that I mixed white chocolate into, and one that I mixed a bunch of herbs into. It was really good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a new quarantine hobby, if you're tired of bread, learning
Cheese.
learning how to make cheese is
You
really
can
cool.
make your own cheese at home.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Good explanation of what an emulsion is. Okay. So we are back, and you guys were heading to the library, I guess? The library and the lab, I think was what you said? Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't run into any Vashta Narada.
Okay.
It's a Doctor Who joke.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We'll start explaining all of our jokes.
It makes them
Sorry,
not funny.
I thought that would be accessible to this group.
I mean, it probably is. I just haven't seen Doctor Who. Sorry. Oh, Cindy just got real upset. I'm very sorry.
No, I'm actually perfectly fine with it. It's just funny because I happen to be wearing a Doctor Who shirt.
I saw that. Well, and you saw the quilt that I had made for my friend when you streamed with us the very first time. That was it was a giant TARDIS quilt, right? Because I know she likes Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I know things about Doctor Who. I've just never seen it. Anyway,
As someone who also doesn't like some things that other people like a whole lot, I'm perfectly okay with people liking what they like and not liking what they don't like.
thank you for your tolerance of my not nerddom.
Silence in the Library
There
is one of
are
their
so
best
many of
episodes,
them.
So if you want to start there.
Veronica, maybe we can have a Doctor Who watch party together so that we're not deficient anymore. Anyway, you guys are headed to the library.
Excellent.
I
Kay
think
is
I'm
just
in the
grabbing
library.
like handfuls of books.
Oh no, the library is.
I mean, you don't have to keep like moving your avatars around for right now. But
Okay.
you're headed to the
All right.
library.
Yes.
Okay. Grabbing armfuls of, again, the leather covers are kind of slimy and rotten, and the pages are no longer, sort of held in the binding, and a lot of the pages are sort of starting to disintegrate. So these books obviously have not been tended to in a very long time and have sort of been at the mercy of whatever environmental conditions may have been in this space. But I mean, yeah, you can fill your arms with, pieces of books.
Book.
Yeah.
Book bits.
Book bits, indeed.
Book bits sound so sad.
It does. It does. And I think, Fletcher, you had said something about checking in on the laboratory room while you guys were in that area of the underground space.
Yeah, I'm going back into the lab. And so I go in there. What kind of, I mean, I know there's lots of like basic alchemy and like mundane things in here. Is there anything else in here that would have been used, like extra kindling or wood, or is there broken furniture in this room that would have been used under the cauldron?
I mean, yeah, there's like maybe there's like a bundle of firewood left. Not a ton though. And the furniture in this room seems to have held up pretty well. You wonder if maybe that's because it was sort of encased behind the, magic riddle door or something like that. But yeah, the furniture in the lab and the adjacent office doesn't seem to be quite as decrepit as the rest of the furniture.
I'm gonna.
If we were to go and sniff. No, Brian, go ahead.
I'm going to gather as much of that sort of stuff and put it under the cauldron, and still I have my candle and my lantern with me in the room because everyone else is fine in the library. I want to pour some of the water from the water skin that I have into the cauldron, start a fire back up underneath, and I'm in the room. There's probably look for a wooden spoon or metal spoon or whatever just mundane thing is here, and basically try to get the water boiling and be stirring and like scraping the cauldron since I noted residue last time, and try to remake or just like redissolve what that was, and collect whatever there's random like beakers or cups in the room with on like the ingredient table for measuring things, collect what that was into a beaker.
Okay, yeah, there's
If we were
to what? If you were to what?
If we were to gently waft or sniff some of the beakers in the room, would we recognize what any of the contents smelled like?
Are you in the lab? Or are you in the library?
Did we lose?
In the library. I'm just asking.
I mean, if your character would think to do that, you can go try it. But if you're in the library with everyone else, then there are no potion things in there.
Nah.
Okay,
Yeah.
But Fletcher, you want to sort of reconstitute the residue on the inside of the cauldron. Yeah, so it obviously takes a bit of time to sort of set all this up. But yeah, there are all of those, there are some vials and things on the work table that, like I said, had some residue in them and corks and stuff. So yeah, you could use one of those to collect some of this if you want. And yeah, there's also a wooden spoon around. So yeah, it's easy enough to do what you're describing. It just takes, a little while to get the fire going hot enough to heat the cauldron, to boil the water, to, scrape and whatever. So yeah, I would say you probably spend like 20 minutes doing that. Mm-hmm.
Did anyone ever go through the office and actually, because there were like cabinets in there, right?
We did.
A couple people did, but we
Yeah.
didn't find anything.
Remember.
Yeah, two people searched it, I think. I know Kay searched it because you were very thorough and
searched
even
it.
looked like under the chair, and then Cedric searched it. Yeah, but I think they might be the only two who searched it.
I think I did.
Okay, maybe.
But I don't think any of us.
I think we all
I don't think
rolled
any of
really
us did
badly.
very well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's meta knowledge, but yeah,
Mhm,
three
yeah.
of the five of you have searched it, but you didn't find anything. Yeah.
You should just start pulling everything out of the office and burning stuff and going through it as we burn it.
Well.
Kay is just bringing books back until the troughs are full.
Okay, so you fill the troughs with
Yeah.
pieces of broken book.
And while she's been doing that, I've been scooping the ashes of our previous
Right.
experiment out and piling them in a corner.
Amazing.
I will help carry stacks of books as best as they can be stacked.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I came up with broken books, but I almost said dying books, which also feels appropriate. It's very sad to see books in a condition like that. But yeah, so you fill the troughs, Kay and Nautia, you fill the troughs with these decrepit books after Cedric has scooped out all of the hot ashes. Yeah, and Fletcher is busy doing some sort of something in the laboratory. Okay, yeah. So you have accomplished those tasks.
Do we see any change in the thing?
In what thing?
The trough, because it's now full of books, right?
Right, but we aren't standing on the pedestals.
Oh, okay.
All right, one more time. Everybody up. Third time's the trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Is Fletcher with us, or is he?
Oh, I thought he was with you guys.
How long was your book gathering? I mean, if you were leaving the room, I assume I would have heard and asked you to stay if I needed a couple more minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have gone with
I feel
you.
like we would have
Okay.
checked on Fletcher before leaving.
So you wait until Fletcher is done with his sciencing, and then I'll head back to the, yeah, okay. All right, everybody is in the room with the design on the floor.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The troughs are full of book bits,
Drops are full of book bits.
and we stand on the pedestals.
And you stand on the pedestal. So we've got Kay in the center, and then how is everybody else arranged?
Same as before, I would imagine.
Okay, so Fletcher on a pedestal, Lucanus on a pedestal, and then Cedric on a pedestal with Nautia on your shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
What's that face you're making? You're making a face. Okay.
Cindy, your face is
Ew.
the face's face.
No, I was talking about Peter.
I just
Oh, really? Oh, I was looking at Cindy's face.
Oh,
That was-
okay.
Yeah.
I just have a bad feeling that the two-person thing may be breaking it.
You okay there, Peter?
Yeah.
Looking
That
at
was
Ryan.
interesting. Okay. Oh my goodness, everybody. Okay. So
And just-
so you arrange yourselves like that, and you wait for a moment, and you wait for another moment, and nothing seems to be happening.
Yeah. But, Nadia, will you fly up into the air for a moment?
yeah.
Okay.
Sacrificed.
So
Oh
now
no,
we-
Nadia's the one that really needs book knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have Kay
Fine.
in the center.
It's
Aw.
fine, guys.
Aw. So now we have Kay in the center, Fletcher, Lucanus, and Cedric each on their own pedestal, and Nadia is hovering above the scene. All right, so you stand like that, and you wait for a moment, and you wait for a second moment, and nothing seems to be happening.
Well, now we've changed one variable. Now we got to go back and try the barrels again.
There's no
So-
more
In the
barrel.
books.
So, do the walls of this room give
Right.
us any hints?
They didn't last time. We really looked at them last time. Hey, Nadia, why don't you sit on the pedestal and I'll walk around lighting the books on fire with my flint and steel.
Hmm. That's really uncomfortable.
None of them are the Book of Moradin, so I don't give a shit.
Were they at all readable? Like they were.
Nope.
They were pretty toast.
They
right?
fell
No.
apart.
Yeah.
Just
But I mean,
messed up books get destroyed. That's what happens.
Okay, all right.
I gave you some books in the first one. Please
Yeah.
be patient. Books are like the worst thing about D&D.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you mean you didn't write an entire novel? What?
What?
Hey, I wrote like, what are there, 3-4 folktales in that one that I gave you?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
they
was
were
I was pretty proud of
long.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also a grad student.
Now author.
Okay, so actually I was an author first, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, so now we've got Kay on the center, Fletcher, Lucanus, and Nadia each on a pedestal, and Cedric is going to walk around and light the troughs full of books on fire.
Yeah, unless somebody stops me.
No, I'm.
Nope.
If I can reach, I mean, the candle from my lantern, if I can reach that to the ones next to me, I'll light that trough.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that, and you do that, and the troughs start burning, and they are now filled with fire, and it lasts for a while, like when you were burning the wood from the barrels. And Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. And you wait for a moment, and another moment, and all of a sudden, it feels like the room is starting to shake a little bit, and the books and fire disappear from the troughs, and the large curving design in the floor flashes with a green light. All of you feel struck through with energy, almost like being struck by lightning, but it's not painful. And then the room goes quiet again.
It worked!
There
Okay,
we
so
go!
that did something.
Something.
Well, the magic of this can obviously detect when there are more than 4 bodies associated with this.
Yes,
Damn.
the magic.
Our spiteful DM who didn't like our brainstorming and problem solving.
No, I thought it was adorable. It's just not how it works.
Magic doesn't get that easily fooled.
Yeah.
That's
Although, we can try.
you
Would
can't
you
always
guys feel
try.
any different?
What did you feel before?
Energized, and now I kind of feel back to normal.
Feel like I've drank like 3 cups of tea.
So it's worth noting that even though I told you guys that you had a bonus to your swimming after the last one, you don't actually know that until you try it, right? That was just sort of like a mechanical meta thing. So similarly, right now, like your character doesn't feel any different, but I will give you a stat later that has changed.
So because none of us have swum since then, we don't actually know we have that except Nautia. Nautia is the only one who has
I think
Not
actually swum since then, yeah.
Nautia has gone swimming, but she did not get the boon the first time, and so you don't actually know that that's what happened.
So really what we should have done is fill it with water again, because we knew that that's what made it flash last time, and that's what we're just trying to do again, is just make it flash again.
Yeah, but where
But
would
this time we're on a long journey
we
and
have
no, we
water.
don't have a lot of water.
Right.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
So
We got a reaction, just like we did last time.
Yeah, I guess we did it. Congratulations.
I mean, I feel like there has to be a connection with the beacons, right? Like these things are beacons, right? That's what we're doing here, is lighting these beacons, right? Like the writing on the ceiling mentioned the beacons and lighting the beacons in the darkness.
Oh, do you think?
If that's the
Do you
case,
think these are it?
what are we
I
attracting?
mean, why else are we doing this if not for that?
Because there's a crazy thing on the floor and it looks like we're supposed to do something? That's why I was doing it.
If they're beacons, though, what would we be calling?
The gods. We're bringing Morden home.
That's
And
Yeah,
the
these
other
temples
ones.
seem to be associated with the gods. Maybe all gods, maybe just the gods that lived in Arda before. But that would seem to me that there are more of these out there, and Kay knows where they are. Maybe not right now.
how many though?
At least 2.
There have been 2, and if the
I'd say
That is implied by the plural nature of beacons.
I'd say
in
there's
the poem.
probably 4.
Why?
I'd say there's probably 4.
Why?
Well, water, fire. All that's left is earth and wind.
And heart.
Thank you so much.
Well, I don't know how we're
mean-
supposed to fill one with
And
wind.
heart.
they
would
clearly
I
are
would be
reacting
opposed
to air being in them.
Hmm. And if we have to fill one with hearts, I don't know. We're gonna have to start saving them.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of random, right?
mean-
Who knows if there... Who knows if one is so...
We
Sorry.
could give them
You could give them what?
We could give the troughs air from our lungs. Just blow them then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but don't you think that they'd be like, I don't know, like before it was just kind of random that we settled on water, wasn't it? Because there just like happened to be a leak. And this one, like, I wanted to try fire last time, so we tried fire this time. But like, I don't know. You think if it was the elements, it would be like this temple would be like the water temple and be very obvious. But
Yeah. But
I don't know.
instead
That one was the rainforest temple. This one is the whatever this is ecosystem place thing.
they seem to be dedicated to the place.
See, Fletcher. Fletcher knows what I was. Words are hard.
Which we have gone through some distinct environments and not encountered one of these places. So we may have gone by some and not even known it. Or maybe they're not in every distinct type of environment.
Yeah. I mean, this temple's in the middle of a prairie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Lucanus, do you have any insight into why fire would? I mean, have you ever been to a prairie before?
No, but
Oh.
it's pretty dry, isn't it?
I don't know. There's all those like
I mean, we're
flowers
getting-
and stuff like that outside.
We're getting close to the desert, though, aren't we?
Rains.
That's true. But there's nothing to burn in a desert. There is wind, though. Ooh.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see what Kay turns up for us next and see what the trend is.
So much
No
pressure.
But
Wow.
Kay, you're only the vessel for the God's message. It's not on you. We need
You
to
want
trust.
to be the vessel for the God's message. Can we trade?
No, they wouldn't have put this on you if they didn't know that you could handle it.
Then what does that say about you? Why haven't you been selected for anything? I'm just like
Maybe Moradin doesn't trust you, Cedric.
No, obviously I've been trusted with the keeping Kay alive.
yeah.
Or at least absorbing some of her arrows so that she doesn't shoot any of you guys.
So you're Moradin's pincushion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moradin wouldn't put me through that trial if he didn't know I could handle it. See? Here I am, handling it.
It's a great life purpose, Cedric.
Hey, we don't get to
mean-
choose the path that the gods lay out for us.
I mean, you can't crochet without a pincushion, and somebody
It's
has
true.
to do that job.
It's true.
That's
Sometimes the
not
steel.
how crochet works.
Yeah, it's not crochet doesn't
Yeah,
involve a
yeah,
pincushion.
Cedric doesn't know anything about crochet.
Cedric doesn't
But-
know anything about anything.
My metaphor was going to
You
be
have two
sometimes
hooks.
you're forged into a sword and sometimes you're forged into a nail or a horseshoe. But that doesn't mean that those jobs are any
Right.
less important.
A nail. Or a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Or an anvil.
Yeah.
Or a door hinge. Or another hammer that forges other stuff.
Buttons.
Buttons.
Or shirts.
really crying. Oh my
Cedric is just a metal button on the the nicely pressed shirt of the gods.
He's like the second button on the top collar from the right.
Cedric is now Bubba Gump. Deep fried iron, deep fried nails.
Short swords, long swords,
Broadsword.
halberds.
Chainmail, he is but one link in the chainmail armor. But he is not the weakest link.
He is the codpiece in a suit of armor.
Oh wow.
Alright, well.
That would go too far.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if it went too far.
No.
I think we're all just dying. We're just dying.
Y'all.
Oh, wow.
Alright, well.
I was going
like, there's
for
anything left to do here? Do we want to tackle that room with the scary hand ghost, or we just want to
It's just peace out.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with that.
We've already set the beacon off. There's no reason to, deal with Mr. Ghosty.
Agreed.
Yeah, that is what in the rainforest when you were feeling that pull, K, accomplishing this is what stopped that.
Stopped it.
So that seems like that is the purpose. So if we got that reaction, it would seem like we're done.
Yeah.
I imagine if it follows the same logic, you probably won't have a dream about this specific place again. You might have a different dream, but this one's probably sort of closed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We should probably get out of here before the moon goes away and we get trapped out
here. That is a good idea.
Right.
If that theory holds, then yes.
Yeah. I do not want to spend all night with a ghost that travels through walls, as fun as that sounds.
I mean, you already kind of have, but...
But we were awake. I don't want to be asleep.
Actually,
and they haven't refound us yet, so we should, run.
Yeah, we should probably get out of here.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like as soon as Cedric has that realization, he's starts to walk towards the door.
Okay, so you guys, nobody wants to reinvestigate any of the rooms you have been in. Nobody wants to go back to the room where you got messed with by dead things. Okay.
We haven't found the bathroom yet. That other door was clearly to the bathroom. So
whatever happened with the cauldron?
Yeah, did you figure out what was in there?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure we didn't leave that hanging.
He's going to have a bandolier of sample bottles by the time you guys are done.
He just clinks when he walks.
Him and Cedric.
They're
like a two-man band.
Because you still have sturge eggs in a vial and all kinds of random stuff.
They have a little wrap around them, but they definitely, so it's not a loud clink, but you can definitely hear some rustling around as I keep putting things in my bag.
Amazing.
Which I'm probably almost out of room, so.
All right. Yeah, so if nobody wants to do anything else, then you start heading up out of the temple, and you're all sort of in this main hallway going back towards the stairs, when all of a sudden the hallway around you becomes cold and still. Right.
There's the door. Go.
Run.
Who cares? Run.
Go. From the wall in front of you, you see a faint light emerging. The light is pearly gray, and as it moves, it coalesces into a form. You see the ghostly image of a woman before you. She might be human or elven. It's difficult to tell exactly. She's wearing some sort of flowing robe. As the specter faces all of you, you realize your feet feel like they're frozen to the floor, like you cannot move from the spot. The figure speaks, her voice hollow and echoing in the still chamber. Who are you, intruders to this most sacred place?
Intruder is a strong word. I had a dream of this place, and I just followed the dream. Sorry, there was no disrespect meant. Can we go, please? We only broke some barrels. We're sorry.
She quickly holds up a hand, and you realize your mouth is still moving as you try to explain and make an excuse, but no sound is coming out anymore. No sound. Your presence is not welcome here. Do you mean to desecrate this temple? What will you offer me to spare your worthless lives? You can talk again. Nice try.
If we're not welcome, we were... We were just leaving.
Yes, we were leaving. We literally didn't do anything.
If we're not welcome, why were we called?
You say you did nothing, but you have broken things, you have burned things, you have opened doors.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and I'm gonna pull out one of the carved stone boxes from the first temple with the green man's face on it.
You only have one stone box. You have 2 of the little talismans.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The talismans. That's what I mean.
Okay, so you're pulling out one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like, from where I am, I'm gonna like kind of hold it out. I assume I'm not close enough to reach the specter. I'm gonna hold it out in her direction or towards Kay if Kay is closer.
Okay, she looks at you do that.
Do you want the box? This is a fancy box. Sure. It looks important.
I have no need for material things. She sort of looks at all of you. You're looters, aren't you?
No, we were called here.
They felt called, and we're not out here to loot. We're trying to find the bad thing that's hurting the river.
Also, we're trying to reactivate the beacons to bring the gods back.
And you still haven't answered my question. If we're not welcome here, why were we called?
I don't know what you mean about being called. You seem very ready to try to talk your way out of things.
No, we're reasonable people. I'm assuming you are as well. One of our party had a magical link to this place. We wouldn't have found it without that kind of guide. So you're sitting here telling us that we're not welcome, but we were only able to find this place through a link that one of our members had. And Lucanus just sort of very subtly steps in front of Kay.
You can't move.
Oh, okay,
Your
never
feet are
mind. I
frozen
don't
to the
do
floor.
that.
Yeah.
This place, you say we're not welcome, but this place welcomed us and drew Kay here just like the first place did. So you might not be welcoming us, but this place did.
Did it? She gestures behind her farther up the hallway towards the stairs where all of the snake bits are on the floor. Those who belong in this place know its traps, know its ways and its secrets. You may have found this place somehow, but you are not of this place, are you?
I'm not of the place, but I literally had a dream of white circle flowers with moonlight. I dreamt that I was underground here, and I climbed up this giant staircase and emerged in this grassland-like place with a ring of white flowers and a moon shining light on these white flowers. That's how we found it. How else would we have known? It would have just been flowers in a field. Did not make that correct? You think I'm making this shit up?
Does this figure look like a ghost or more like some kind of arcane entity or spirit? I'm trying to figure out if this is like a security device or if this is a ghost, basically.
You can choose, I guess, either knowledge arcana or knowledge religion. I guess.
Which of those do you think I am more knowledgeable in, you guys?
Gee,
Religion.
Shit.
Is that true? You have an advantage, don't you?
What?
Does he not? Didn't you not use one of your advantages last time? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't remember.
That was given to him?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did. Still failed.
Of course.
Yeah. That's a 9.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, Qui-Gon Bowers is right. You used it on your turn undead last time. So you are looking at her and, like, you're not sure, like, what to classify this figure, specter, being, whatever, as. This does not strike you as, like, and, like, Fletcher would get the same impression. Like, this isn't, like, a magic mouth spell or something like that where it just, like, has, like, a canned response. Like, she's obviously responding to you and not just sort of, you know, programmed, as it were.
Not a hologram.
No.
How long have you been here?
What's your name?
You're asking a lot of questions for being in trouble as you are. But I have been here for a very long time.
What are you waiting for?
I mean,
We don't know anything about this place. And I had a dream here. So if you can tell me who I am and like what's going on and why, like I don't really want anything to do with these places. So if you could like help me figure it out, like that would be good for both of us.
I stayed to protect this place.
What is it?
protect it from what? Lucanus gestures at his feet. Obviously he can't move, and it's like, as long as we're, as long as you've invited us to stay for a little bit, let's chat.
I'm here to protect it from creatures like yourselves who might want to loot it or desecrate it in some way. I am here to protect it until it is needed again. But
Needed for what?
she wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
But, and she's sort of looking at all of you. You encountered other interlopers here, did you not?
Ghosts?
There was like creepy hand things in one of the walls. That's not associated with you.
Those shadows are long held memories, sadness of this place. And I would like to remove them and the things that are causing them to be here. But and she sort of like turns her gaze very pointedly to Lucanus, because you've been doing a lot of talking and also like sort of the strongman act. I could use a champion to assist me in this. You, warrior. And she stretches out her arm and points a finger at you now, Lucanus. I will take your strength and skill in exchange for the rest of them being allowed to remain as they are, unharmed, and they can leave. Do you agree to this?
Lucanus just sort of looks back at his friends and family. I don't really see a choice here. So, sure.
I mean, can't we fight the demon? Like, there has to be another way.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I she's out of my arm's reach, right?
What you trying to do, Cedric?
Or maybe I was gonna swing my hammer at her.
Wow.
That'll go well.
I didn't think it was gonna go well, but
Like, is there a way that we could just get rid of those shadow people for you as like a group, and then we could all leave?
Did you feel capable of removing them before?
I mean, I felt capable. It just wasn't worth the energy.
so wait, you want to borrow Lucanus for a little while, and then we get him back?
You did say just to remove those things, and so there's an end point to that.
And to protect this place from things like that in the future. I do not know how much longer we may need to secure this place before it is used again.
Well, technically, we did use it.
Do you actually say that out loud?
Like, under my breath, yeah.
I mean, Lucanus, you could do what you want, but I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, neither
I mean,
do
how
I,
long is she
but
going to keep us here, right? I mean, eventually one of us is going to get bored. Maybe.
I mean, I don't think it's a great idea either, but I don't see any way out of it. We're not exactly in a position to fight here.
Are you
Do
sure
you
there's
know-
not another way? Can we bargain? Is there like a way that we could get rid of those ghosts?
Is she like reacting to anything we're saying now, or like did Lucanus agree and she's just now just stonewalling us?
I mean, she's looking at all of you as you speak, but like he did agree. So
Can you disagree very suddenly?
Can we wait? Can we move? Wait, we can. Can we move
We're all
now?
stuck, right?
yeah,
Are
you're
we
all
still
stuck?
stuck?
In place, yeah. Right here.
Feels.
Yeah, right.
We get him back though, right? Like we get him back.
I need a champion on the ethereal plane with me to protect this place and those who sleep here until it is ready to be used again by those who belong here.
What's the ethereal plane, guys?
It's kind of the next one over. It's
Second star on the right.
They
Like
can
the next
they can
stop.
see here, but we can't usually see them.
But we can see her. Are you on the ethereal plane?
Not right now.
Oh, wait, so you can go back and forth? Wait, Nautia, don't you need to get somewhere? Like, not the ethereal plane, but like maybe she has the answer.
The ethereal plane's closer to this one, so that's still connected, but not the. Remember the bugs? Fletcher was excited about the bugs.
Uh-huh.
It's like that one.
Oh. Well, how long do you need him on the ethereal plane?
I do not know how long this place will need to be protected before it is inhabited by new caretakers.
Do you think it'll be inhabited by new caretakers? Will that happen?
I hope so.
Where would these caretakers come from?
They will know when it is time.
Cedric, you do religion stuff. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's precedent. I mean, definitely. Several great dwarven heroes have been called to do various acts of service on the ethereal plane before. I mean, generally, it's considered to be a great honor. I mean, only the most capable warriors or powerful magicians are summoned to do these kinds of tasks. Generally, it's kind of a permanent gig, though.
Define permanent. Like forever, forever?
Lucanus, are you sure about this?
I mean, what happens if I say no?
I think we'll be stuck here until we starve to death. Actually, I think we'll die of dehydration first. It'll only take 3 days.
Yeah. So, I have 3 days to decide, and doesn't really seem like those are going to be a fun 3 days for you guys, does it?
Maybe one of us will get bored first. Maybe she'll get bored before we do. I'm very stubborn.
I mean, if she's offering me a permanent gig, doesn't seem like she's the type to get bored.
She's already been here a long time.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
A very long time.
Yeah, but like sometimes when you're like really bored, a long time could be like 2 hours. We were in the rainforest for like 2 years.
More like 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
I feel like
every time.
So were you like, what's a very long, like, were you like 50 years ago, 100, 1,000? Like, when was this place built? You seem to know a lot about it.
This place was built a very, very long time ago.
Okay, so and I'm guessing the people who lived here have probably gone to a galaxy far, far away, huh?
So is there another part of this place on the ethereal plane? Is that what you're trying to protect? Like another, like a mirror image of this place? Or something?
In a way. All places on the material plane have some resonance in both the ethereal plane and the plane of shadows and the plane of mirrors.
Oh wow, so this is big. What are the planes? Like, I mean, what no, that's a bad question.
That's a whole field of
I
magical
feel like
study.
you're about to learn.
I know, that's why I'm saying it's a bad question.
We could
What
find...
are the planes to you? Are you a guardian?
Of this place. The plains are like the sea and the land and the air. They are places.
We could find you a different champion.
Yes, why don't we find you a different champion? Lucanus, he's not brave at all. Very weak. He like couldn't even pick up a barrel earlier. So like maybe you want like a better champion.
Make a bluff check.
Oh, man.
It is true that he's very weak right now, though.
That is true.
Bluffing implies I was lying. He didn't pick up a barrel.
You also said he's not brave.
I don't think I have any points left. Hold on.
And I feel like, I've been challenging this being pretty hard too, so
Yeah.
Okay, if I didn't put any ranks into it, it's just a d20, or is it a d20 plus like charisma?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Come on.
I did.
7.
She crosses her
Very
arms.
not brave.
Yeah. She crosses her arms and sort of glowers at you as much as a ghost could do such a thing. You would rather sacrifice someone else to save your lives? Some stranger who has not committed the crimes you have by entering and desecrating this place?
Again, you haven't really established that we've really done any crime. You've said that new caretakers are going to be called eventually, and it seems that one of us was called.
You burned books from the library.
They were falling
looted
apart.
Rooms. Fletcher, are you agreeing?
You say we desecrated something, but the whole place is falling apart. I don't know how anything we did was any more desecration than what's already been allowed to happen here.
Yeah, there were like empty barrels. That's what we burned. And we left the couch perfectly intact. It is still useful. You could still sit on that couch with any of those books that's falling apart and theoretically read it if it didn't fall apart in your hands.
And also, if you're going to call a new caretaker, you should give some fairly specific instructions as to what to do. I'm not saying that burning the books was a good move, but we did the best with the information that we had.
And we knew how to do that with that magical apparatus in that room because we've done that before when we were called to another of these places in the rainforest.
We put water in it. We didn't burn anything in that one. It was already leaking.
Kay is welcomed and called to these places. I don't know of any place, magical or not, that calls to somebody to ask to be desecrated. They wanted to be used and wanted Kay to find them, just like this place did.
I'm also not volunteering to like permanently be somewhere else, though. I would like to make that clear.
I mean, let's say that we did ask you to sacrifice some rando to be your new champion. Is it going to be one of us? Who would it be?
Spirit, am I correct in thinking that if one of us volunteered, Lucanus has already agreed?
My agreement is conditional on having some questions answered.
Could one of us volunteer to go in his place?
She sort of looks over all of you and is like, you could, but none of you has the same sort of skill set and abilities that he does.
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty strong.
He's actually probably stronger than me at the moment.
I don't want to trade one of you for the other. I just don't want it to be any of us.
Lucanus looks over at Kay. I'm guessing she probably wouldn't have to work that hard to take all of us out.
Probably not.
I mean, she can't get rid of those other ghosts on her own.
It's true.
Yeah.
I try and poke her with something, but I think everything I have would just go through her.
Yeah. And again, seems like she's not going to have to do much, just not allow us to move. We can't fight her.
It's true.
We'll have to move to cast magic.
Then do it. See what you can do. Cast a free spell on her.
Is there a way that Greece could get us out of this situation?
No, but I can fire Disrupt Undead at her.
Oh,
Yeah, do that.
Do that.
So I'll do that. It's 22.
Oh, wow.
19 plus 3.
Verbal components. You cannot cast the spell.
You said we could talk.
She can turn that off whenever she feels like it.
How'd you know when I was going to cast a spell?
I mean, you started moving your hands. It also has somatic components.
I have nothing.
I have
He
a
throws
knife.
her dagger at her.
You
I
throw
can
a
do
dagger at her?
I do. It's to prove a point more than anything else. Hopefully I can pick it up at the end.
Roll an attack.
Actually, I was about to do that too.
System.
Can I do it simultaneously with Kay?
Sure. Roll an attack.
This is actually the first time I've thrown something. Is it the same as...
Got a 12.
Okay, your dagger kind of goes flying, like, past her down the hallway and sort of clatters along the floor.
Oh.
And simultaneously.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna roll
Yeah.
because
I'm just gonna throw all weapons at her.
So you, Lucanus, you throw a dagger at her at the same time that Kay throws one, and Kay's goes past, yours goes through her, and she sort of like does the thing where she like swoops up real fast and like gets right in your guys' faces, and Kay, you just fall unconscious. So you guys just see her like crumple to the floor.
Look, Lucanus, Cedric, I guess, is kind of like beside Lucanus. I'm going to try and turn. Look, I'm not trying to tell you should do this, but I mean, in all the stories I've read, I mean, dwarves consider being called to serve the divine a great honor.
yeah, I don't really care about the divine. And he points over at Kay, and if she can do that to us, we can't fight her. And for us to hurt us, all she has to do is keep us here. And it seems that she can do more than that. So, there's really no better honor than, saving your friends and the ones you love. So that's what I got to do here.
Well,
I love you guys. You're my family. And obviously I'm going to have to do this for you.
Cedric is going to like reach out his hand like at Lucanus. Just like, I don't know if I can reach him. Okay. I'm going to like try and like grab his like arm.
Yeah.
I love you too, Lucanus. You've been a great friend and ally. We won't forget you, and we'll come back. We're going to be heading back this way in a couple of weeks, maybe even sooner if we find out the source of the river, and maybe we'll figure out some way to free you, bring you back.
Yeah, definitely try to come get me. We're not going to
abandon you here.
Yeah, I really don't like contracts or authority, so... And Lucanus just sort of casts a sideways glance to the ethereal woman, just to drive that authority point home.
I have no doubt that you'll make it not easy on her. We're gonna miss you.
Yeah, I know. But I love you guys, and I guess this is for the best. So, Lucanus, is the ethereal lady still standing over Kay?
I mean, she's not like over her. She got like a lot closer to you guys, but yeah, she's still there.
So, I'm going to do this on one condition, and he gestures over the rest of them. They're going to be safe.
Absolutely. And she looks down at Kay on the floor and says, "Would you like to say goodbye to your friend?" And Kay, you wake up instantly.
What happened?
She woke you up.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did we negotiate anything?
We're still at the same kind of stalemate. It just looks like doesn't look like we really have a whole lot of leverage here. I mean, we did throw daggers at the same time.
I kind of regret that now.
I don't.
Sorry. She didn't knock you out like instantaneously by looking at you either.
Surprisingly, she hasn't done that to me yet.
Why did she tell me to say goodbye to you?
Well, because she's kind of holding us hostage, and I guess she needs me to, do something on the other planes.
And that's it? You're just gonna leave us?
Well, you see any other options?
Cry?
Yeah, I can see that. And I'm sorry, but it's either me or you guys, and I'm gonna choose the people I love every time.
But we also love you. I'm like, that's not fair.
I mean, he points at the ethereal lady. Talk to the manager over here.
It's not fair, manager.
Hardly anything is. But this person who sees himself as a god killer can now try his hand at killing things that are at least akin to gods in some ways, and in the service of the gods, though they are far from us at present.
Did you consider yourself a god killer? I literally never heard you say that. Are you sure you have the right guy?
Yeah, that's kind of a long story. But, I mean, fact of the matter is, these are... When the loss happened, there were a lot of bad things that happened, and, I mean, the people who watch over us are, if they're going to abandon us, then there needs to be some kind of accountability. And
Those other creatures, where are they from?
They are created by bad memories in places in the land. That is why I need someone to be with me, not just for a moment, because those things can continue to arise from places that have been hurt or harmed, or where hurt or harm has occurred.
Will this help the gods come back?
I don't know. But just as I can see into him, I can see into you. And I think that maybe you can. But I do need his help to protect this place while you go on that journey.
This is kind of a lot,
to be fair, I do think that you just conceded that we were called here.
I don't know about being called here, but there's something different about her.
I don't want to be different. I want to be like everybody else. I want to be home. And I want to have my friends. And I don't want my friends to have to sacrifice themselves.
Y'all are worth it.
If you do this, Lucanus, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm going to try really hard. So you better try really hard too. Cause if we're going to be separated and all, we're going to have to do this, right? We're not going to be separated for no reason.
Lucanus looks over at the ethereal lady. What? Yeah, words. I'm gonna be doing good, aren't I?
You better be, because we're gonna come back and kick your ass if you're not. We're not gonna go on this journey to find all these temples and maybe wake up the gods for you to be slacking over there.
Good is a concept up for interpretation by each being, but I know that you would be helping me and helping this place and those who sleep here.
Yeah, but you still have yet to, who are you?
I am a guardian of this place.
What's your name?
I already asked that, and then she knocked me out.
Yeah, but, kind of deserve to know who my new boss is.
Yeah, that does seem fair. I don't think she cares.
I don't think she does either.
Well, we'll stop by here in a couple of weeks. See you then.
Yeah.
Lucanus takes off his crossbow and grabs all the bolts from his backpack. Seems like you're probably going to need this. Gives Cedric the heavy crossbow.
I mean, are you gonna need it? You're a guardian of the place now. What are you gonna fight them off with?
Lucanus
Your fists? I've never seen you punch anything.
I mean, when we first met, I punched that guy.
You did punch that one guy once. He was a very weak guy, though.
He was, and that's how we got the daggers. And they're both yours now.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Like, punch everyone who comes in here? Like, what if someone big and scary like Cedric comes in? You're gonna punch that guy?
I've punched people scarier than Cedric.
I don't know. I'm just saying that you might want to keep something, just in case.
Yeah, I'd like to remember you guys.
Well, remember it's fine. We'll see you in a little while.
You better be here when we get back here, though. I'm gonna be really angry.
Yeah, I'll be here.
No, but like on this side here, not on like the plain side. Can we get visitation rights? Is that part of the contract?
I do feel like shared custody would be a good idea here.
See, right? She's awfully quiet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If we can fix the planes, we're coming through. We're coming back for you, and you, lady. But you're gonna see us again. I don't care if it's bringing back the gods, or we figure out what's going on with those beetles and bust our way through. And I write one hell of an article. You're going to see us again.
Yeah, I have faith in Kay that we can bring back the gods. If nothing else, Moradin will free you. I have faith in Kay, and I have faith in Moradin.
Yeah. I don't want to go, but I think we're ready.
Are we ready? I don't feel very ready. It all seems very sudden. We're passing by here in a few weeks. Can't we just like drop him off on the way back? Okay. Worth a shot, right? Never been glared at so hard by an old dead lady. Hey.
Happens. Yeah, it happens sometimes. So, Lucanus gives Kay a hug.
Kay just like balls. I'm gonna be fighting over here, so you better be fighting too.
Yeah. Whoop,
We don't
whoop.
have an option. If we come back here in 3 weeks and you're slacking, I'm gonna yell at you.
Do I ever slack?
I mean, you kind of slacked in here. You couldn't lift anything up, remember?
We had a run-in with a really scary ghost.
It's true. And then you
That's-
slacked.
Yeah, I was kind of weak.
Maybe she'll like give you your strength back. Maybe it'll all be worth it. Maybe you can punch stuff really good.
Nah, I'd like to keep punching stuff with you guys, but I don't want this thing to die.
I mean, I don't know. Like she said that I could help bring back the gods, and she said that she needed you. So like maybe we do really need these places, you know? Maybe we do have to do this. Why us? We're just supposed to like get some fish from my family's store. I'm just saying.
No one else was helping. You're helpers.
I don't want to be a helper anymore. It sucks.
You're really good at it.
Still sucks.
But here's the thing, you know, the gods are supposed to watch over us, and they've abandoned us. There needs to be accountability for that. And if I can fight for us, not just you guys, but, you know, the collective of the people who are screwed over in the loss, I'm going to do that.
Well, apparently they call you a god slayer, so you better be slaying some gods up there.
That's the plan.
I want a tally of all the gods that you've slayed when we get back.
I can do that.
So what, does he need to sign a contract or something?
Are you ready?
Yeah, if I don't got any choice, let's do this.
So she nods and glides forward through the air without a sound, coming to stop inches from your body. She looks you directly in the eyes as she gently places the fingertips of one hand over your heart and the fingertips of the other hand between your eyes. She gives a slight push against you before starting to pull her hands away, slowly. The rest of you see her hands pull back from Lucanus's body, drawing with them strands of pearly gray light. As she continues to pull, the light begins to take shape before you, and you see a spectral form of Lucanus floating in front of his own body. As the last bits of light come free from your body, Lucanus, you hear it crumple to the floor behind you. Let us go, then. The rest of you watch as the two spectral forms begin to dissolve, becoming lacy, with small flecks of light separating and drifting off into the air. After a moment, all of the pearly gray light is gone. The chamber is no longer unnaturally cold, and you can hear the sound of your breathing and heartbeats again. The only still body is that which once belonged to Lucanus, now lifeless on the floor.
I'm gonna run to his body and try and heal it.
What are you casting?
I guess cure light wounds.
I mean, you can do it, but it has no effect.
I think Kay is just like kind of like shell shocked. Like she hasn't really moved.
I put a hand on Kay's back, sort of on her shoulder.
Fletcher puts his hand on Kay's other shoulder.
We were just supposed to find some fish, guys. That's it. We were just supposed to find some fish. How did this happen? This is all my fault. I brought us here. You know? Like,
No.
Oh, it's not your fault.
it is. I brought us here. I had this dream. We could have just kept going. I said we should try and come in here. And like, this is all my fault.
Now we all wanted this. We all convinced you to do this, Kay. This is on all of us.
Yeah. I don't know. But like, you guys didn't have like, I don't know, like, you don't have these stupid dreams. I'm like, I didn't even have to go adventuring, you know? I could have just stayed home. I should have just stayed home.
You can't blame yourself for anything, Kay. You can't change what we've done. Can't change anything that's happened. All we can do is decide what we're going to do.
What are we gonna do? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, now what? And now all we know is that, like, I can understand a little bit of Celestial. I'm quote unquote special, and Lucanus isn't here. Like,
But the point is that we do know, that we know things, and we know where Lucanus is. We know that, okay? And we know why things are happening with the planes, and we know it's connected to the loss, and that we're finding more and more connections between all of these things. And if we can come up with any kind of solution, if we keep working and keep knowing more, we could find our way back in, find a way through, and find Lucanus. That could be an endpoint. We know where Lucanus is.
you really
You
think that's
can't
possible?
blame yourself.
Do you really think that's possible? What if we die halfway through? And, like, was all for nothing?
Well, I think we owe it to Lucanus to try.
This
Yeah.
is all part of a really big thing, and he's taking care of one part, and we're going to keep working on another.
Yeah. I guess that seems fair. It's like, I don't know. I wish it was someone else, you know?
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot.
Would you expect anybody but Lucanus to split up the party?
No, I guess not.
He's taking care of his end of things.
He must be pretty special too if they wanted him, huh? Right, Cedric? Like, you said that your little, like, your dwarf legend friends, like, they were important.
Yeah, they're all great heroes.
So I guess it was just his fate then, huh? Do you think would have happened if we didn't come in here? Do you think he would have been called in a different place?
Yeah, if the divine needs him, it doesn't matter where we are. They can find him anywhere.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys want to do tonight? I kind of don't want to be in here anymore.
I think we owe it to Lucanus to honor him the best we can.
We could desecrate some more barrels and light them on that funeral, on the pillars in the middle of the little designy thing on the floor. That's what they do in some places, right? They like light them on fire and like push them into the ocean. But we're not really close to an ocean, so.
Yeah, let's I don't know, I feel like he would rather be outside.
That is true. I'm not strong though. I don't think I can pull up the stairs.
Pretty strong.
I think there's 4 of us, and he's got 2 arms and 2 legs.
That's true.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try and pick him up myself. and carry him out. And lay him down near all those white flowers.
Fletcher grabs a handful of those flowers and lays them on top of Lucanus.
I'm gonna borrow Kay's sickle and start cutting like big sheaths of grass, kind of pile over top of him. We're gonna need a lot of this if we're gonna create an appropriate sized fire. And I'm just gonna keep doing that until he's covered.
Uh-huh.
Kay, like, I guess also helps, but like she's not really there, if that makes sense.
We left his Morning Star with him, right? I feel like he would have wanted that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's very flower-like. Just spikes and put my flowers next to it.
Yeah. Does anybody want to say anything? I feel all the prayers I know are for the dead, and Lucanus isn't dead.
I don't know any prayers. I'm just gonna tell him to kick ass.
I think that's more than appropriate. It's not a funeral. We're gonna find him.
Yeah, I think he would like that. And I'll light the pyre on fire.
Okay, you do that. And the grasses of the prairie burn. Are you staying to watch until it's done?
Mm-hmm.
So
Cedric, can you like make a rock, like, you know, like a little memorial stone? Because you do rocks and stuff. That's what dwarves do. You've said so yourself.
Yeah, I'll find something, and I'm gonna go wander around on the prairie and see if I can find a appropriate sized rock, bring it back, and kind of pile it in the center of the ashes of the fire. I guess before I do, I'll try and normally the dwarves carve a hammer into these stones, but I feel like a morning star is more appropriate.
Give him 2 morning stars.
Okay.
you work on that as the pyre is burning, and it was late into the night or early into the morning when you finally emerged from the subterranean temple. So as Cedric is working and the rest of you are watching the fire, the sun starts to rise in the east over the far-off river and over the grasslands in beautiful, bright oranges and reds and yellows like the fire before you. And eventually it does burn down to ash, and the only things that remain are his metal weapons and a few things that you recognize must be magic items because they are not destroyed by a simple fire.
You should take him, Cedric. Or Fletcher. I don't know. One of you. I can't look at them right now.
We can figure out what to do with them later. But yeah, I don't want to leave them here, just lying here.
Yeah.
I'd like to bury his morning star.
Ahead of it. All right. Well, I'll help you dig a hole for it. We can bury it, and then we can put the rock that I carved on top of it. And then I'll just take everything else for now. We can figure out what to do with it later.
And Fletcher's just going to kind of like hand on Kay's shoulder again, help her walk and direct her anywhere. Since she seems like she cannot
function.
Really, no executive function currently.
No executive function.
Walk her away so we can be away and actually rest and hopefully sleep.
Yeah, I want to kind of take a look around, reorient, and then find a place that looks safe.
Easy enough
Pretty
to
close
do.
by.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna travel for like at least until we can't see it anymore,
Yeah.
and then camp.
Okay. Yeah. So you are regaining your sort of northerly trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So you travel north for a little while, and yeah, the sun, does come fully up, and it's a beautiful day. Gesundheit. And yeah, you are out of sight of the place, and everything is burned away, and you buried it, so there is no plume of smoke to remind you or anything. But you find a place that is nice and open, and for you to set up a camp. Is that where you all would like to call it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow, that was, you guys, that was some really nice role-playing and storytelling. As the audience might have guessed, I saw some discussion of this going on in the chat. This was intentional. Yeah, Lucanus is leaving the game. Joe will still be a part of Nature Check, the channel. You can still find him streaming Pokemon, and he's been talking about doing some other things, but we're just, again, everything about Nature Check is an experiment, so we're just trying to figure out what will work best for all of our games and things. So we're sorry that this was so emotional and so sad, but Lucanus has passed on to become a hero of legend, and the party will hopefully honor his memory as they move forward through the adventure. So yeah, thank you, Joe, for being a part of the Arda campaign while you were. And thank you all for coming along with us on today's portion of the journey. We really appreciate you listening to us or watching us wherever you are and whenever you are. Yeah, this was a little sad. Very sad. But we will be back next week on Saturday for the, I guess we'll call it the season finale of the Arda campaign. We're going to be taking the entire month of December off to just give everybody some time to do things and recharge. And then we will be back in January with new portions of the Arda story to tell. I also would like to say thank you ever so much to David M, and then I can see the first part of your last name, but it starts with a G, who donated $100 to the CDC Foundation's COVID relief efforts while we were playing. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous. Thank you for helping people in need during this pandemic, which just is not ending. But yeah, thank you everyone for all of your support in all of your various forms. We love you all and appreciate you being here. And we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.